Hey everybody, Nick here. Just want to give you a heads up. There's some heavy language at the beginning and throughout this episode. Also, the recording gods were not so kind to us, and we had our call cut out a few times. So there's a few stitched edits in there. Sorry about that. We will do better to make sure that doesn't happen in the future. Everybody enjoy the show. But when you guys are quiet like fucking this, that's when I have to fucking go in and edit like a motherfucker.
Whoa. I wasn't being quiet. You're explaining to Jake, and I'm trying to be nice and considerate so you can understand the rules of the recording.
What a shitty intro.
The rule is the more, like, listen.
Okay, yeah.
The more of this.
Don't do that.
The more of this there is, the more editing I have to do, and the more pissed I am the next time we're on here.
Oh no, you have to do more editing. Oh,
yeah, he gets really bitchy if he has to do editing because he's like, God damn it, all your ums. If you say like 15 times in a row, he gets really pissed. So
I get. It gets to a point where because I'll have the sound wave up, and if Josh is talking, or if he's doing a speed cap, I'll see the little. I'm like, that motherfucker said it again. Like there was one time, Josh went, and then he followed that silence with,
He got so pissed at me.
The vein goes from your dick to your forehead.
I wanted to murder him. Actually, Josh, you owe me a poem from the last speed cap. Have you written said poem?
I have not.
Oh,
I totally forgot.
Was that was that the same thing?
All right, you know what? You have to do it off the cusp now. Since you didn't write it, you have to do it right now.
What is it about?
It's about how great I am. It's basically the North Korean version of you. Like it's basically I am your Kim Jong-un right now.
Yeah, Nicholas. You are pudgy, aren't you?
Jesus. Okay. Nicholas, the sun in the sky. The wind beneath my arms, gagging into the night. As the moon echoes the presence of greatness, I continue to bow and praise the sun.
That was really good. Are you in improv right now, Josh?
No, I am not. I mean, I was thinking like Dark Souls the whole time. To be honest,
don't advertise your clown school, Nick. Don't advertise your clown school.
Oh God. Hey everybody, this is Smashing Game Time. I don't know if you know, but we have one more annoying voice in here. Jake, say hi to the people. Get it out of the way.
I'm about to smash my balls in between a book. Welcome to Smashing Game Time.
God damn it. We told him we wanted this to be a non-explicit episode, but he opened
No one told me that at all. There's no rule. I didn't see any rule book, no written documentation saying I can't do this, that. I'm here.
Jake is on a test run right now. I am Nick, Nick Fat Knight on Twitch. That is, who is that who just wrote the beautiful poem about me?
That is Josh, or I'm Josh Sang.
And Jake, where are you at? Where do people find you when you're not smashing your balls in between the pages of books?
And at your local library.
God damn it.
You can find me on Twitch. At twitch.tv/Jakey Coffman.
Okay. So we are doing 2006 today. So we just made fun of Josh's ums and I'm now pulling all the out. But we're going to stop that. But before we get into 2006, we are going to talk about how we are accepting reviews and ratings on Apple Podcasts. If you haven't done it already, please do so. It's a free way to support the show. Jake and myself have left one. Josh hasn't left one yet because Josh does not give a fuck about this show.
I was about to ask that. I was going to say, you guys see my review?
We read it. We read it a few weeks ago.
I'm waiting for a good one to come to head, and it hasn't yet.
Don't come to head.
Now,
Josh.
when you put in a review, does that review not post until it takes you guys accept that?
It takes a few days.
It gets reviewed. They have to review it to make sure, and then it just gets posted, basically.
Okay, because I posted, I was trying to look for it, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, so like Apple looks over okay, they didn't say any bad words. Here you go. Because I posted mine, and it took 2 or 3 days. And then the star ratings, too, they check them before they go in. We've got a handful, but hey, if you haven't left one yet, we would really appreciate it. Free way to support the show, keep us going, because we're just running off of whatever Josh feeds us from under his table right now.
5 stars or get the hell out.
Which is thankfully not another Mega Man.
No, thankfully, no more Mega Man. Mega Man is
No.
dead.
Well, no, there is another Mega Man, but I didn't put any videos this time.
I was hoping that we wouldn't have any more until we got to Mighty Number 9, which isn't Mega Man.
So we've got like I think 2 more years before we hit the no Mega Man run. So
Okay, good. But yeah, like Jake said, 5 stars all the way. Leave us a good written review. If you have a bad one, write it down on paper and stick it right up your butt. All right, I think that was everything we needed. Are we ready to talk? Are we ready to talk 2006?
yes, let's get ready to talk about this really not so impressive year.
Jake, are you ready?
2006, yeah.
Okay. All right. So first up, January 17th, Ape Escape 3. Again, I've only played Ape Escape 1. Josh, did you play any of these?
No, I remember seeing these two thinking, oh man, these look so cool. But then as an adult, I look back and go, man, they changed like the main character like 3 times in a row. Like this time, I think you actually got to pick between the girl or the boy, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you do. And it is weird because they're all different guys, but they all look fairly similar.
Yeah, 'cause isn't it like so you played as Spike in the first one, and then the second one you played somebody who was like related to Spike, I think, because Spike gets kidnapped.
Spike gets
Right?
Spike gets murdered.
Spike gets murdered. Oh my god!
Too.
And you're the detective trying to figure out which ape murdered him.
Jake, you had a hot take before the show about who you accept as Ape Escape 3 chronologically. Do you want to share with the rest of the podcast?
What did I say? I don't remember
About
saying that at all.
About Metal Gear Solid.
Oh yeah, the Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater monkey capture game is probably a better Ape Escape than Ape Escape 3.
I think
Just
you can probably
looking
apply
at
that
it.
to the whole series.
Just looking at this video is I can't.
Hold
I just
on.
can't.
Ape Escape 1 was a very solid game.
Yeah,
We could
Ape
all
Escape
agree to
1
that.
Ape Escape
great.
1 was good because I think it was like the first game that they really went like full dick on like the DualShock. But I mean, when you look at 2, you're like, okay, what are you bringing to the table, homie? And looking at 3, like, first of all, that's a nice side swipe. Good catch on that monkey, dude.
My whole thing is like with premises, like you kept bringing the same monkey. Like I think it's the same. What's his name? I can't remember the name of the monkey, but it's the white monkey.
It's the Sephiroth monkey.
Yeah, it's the same one. It's like he's the only monkey who's smart. The rest of them are like all dumb, and he can control them. Like what? And first off, who keeps giving this monkey this helmet that lets him create all these other helmets and all these other monkeys? Stop!
And who's
Stop
this
giving the monkey the helmet.
Who's this Professor Wily looking motherfucker who's not with Mega Man right now? That's like having this Spike kid capture all these monkeys. Like,
Well, and secondly,
So-
where'd it go? Like, well, all of a sudden, this is Pokemon now. Like, we have a different professor helping you now. Like, what's going on here?
So the same final boss monkeys in all of them?
He's in the second one. I don't know if he's in the third one. I was totally joking, but yeah, the second one, he's like the main, the villain.
They
the
did
antagonist.
have a. So yeah, there's his emblem right there. So I don't know if like it's kind of a Spike situation where it's just the same design, different monkey. But yeah, I'm watching this. And I'm like, I'd rather just replay one and be done with it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll-
Honestly, it sounds fun.
I'll play it just to say I did it. I don't know if I continue and beat it, but I would at least try it. And if it was good, like, yeah, I'll play it. But otherwise, yeah, I'll pass.
I
I'll
remember
do the
Was
first
that-
one.
The first
Was
one was
that-
very like a pain in the like it had like the hula hoop game and like the speed run with the
yeah.
helicopter. Like that's that shit I don't fuck with.
Was Ape Escape 3 on PS3?
PS2.
PS2.
Oh, okay.
It was like the
Yeah.
last Ape Escape, and it was them sending off PS2. Oh shit! So February 7th, Resident Evil Dead Silence. Is this the? So this is Dead Silence. Is this the one with shit.
They were on the boat, right?
Is the
Are they
boat-
on a
No,
no.
kind of the
Deadly
light shooter.
Silence. No, Deadly Silence is the DS report of the first one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
We
terrible.
all
wait.
had a copy of this.
That's a terrible. Sorry, I have like 13 seconds of ads on YouTube, so that's why I haven't transitioned over yet.
yeah.
We had this. We had this one.
We had like 4 copies of this game at one point.
We had 5 copies. At one point, we were all playing with each other, and
Josh,
Matt still loves this game.
Josh, you forget. You guys all got DSs. I didn't get a DS.
I could have sworn you did too, because
I
we
did
all
not.
played
I
Mario
swear
Kart.
we all got a DS.
Yeah, I thought we all
swear.
did because we all played Mario Kart the day
I
we got
always
it
had
for
to borrow
Christmas.
somebody's. I think the year you guys got DSs was the year that I was really into skating.
That's right. You
Oh
got
yeah,
the
and you
skateboard
broke that
instead.
score. You broke that skateboard first day, first hour.
I keep forgetting Nick didn't have this.
It was
I don't know why.
It's a very big waste of a Christmas.
I think it was a weight thing.
It was very much a
way.
weight thing. It was very much a weight thing.
You are not far off, Jake. But please do not fat shame on my show, Jake.
So I remember on Deadly Silence, Resident Evil Deadly Silence, that when you played multiplayer, you couldn't even see the other players. You just saw like their name.
They were there. They were there though, right? And if like a monster,
Yeah,
was
they were
approaching,
there.
Did you have the
Yeah,
same
it's like-
monsters, or was it like, oh, I
So,
have
it
zombies and
depend-
you have zombies?
It depended what mode you played. You had like a cooperative mode where you could work all together to get through like the whole, basically the mansion, the lab, and all that. Or they had a competitive where you could see where each other's at, but you had a race to get to the end and beat Tyrant and escape. And it was like you start like the lab and work your way all the way through to the front of the mansion
like,
doors.
When you do the co-op one, you don't see the other characters, but you see where they're at. And then like there could be a zombie in that same room you're in with them, and that zombie could just fall over because maybe your teammate.
I mean, literally,
the
you could
other
all
player
go into
killed
this. You could literally all go into the same room with a knife and just knife the fuck out of something, and it would like you just see like the zombie stroking out on you.
Was there an invincible zombie mode in this, or was that just remake?
I think that was just
I think that was
remake.
just remake. I don't remember too much of the
Yeah.
game modes after, besides the cooperative and the other stuff. But yeah, I think it was just the remake that had the invisible zombie.
I
Yeah.
love the big dick energy that Capcom was putting out this time, where they're like, we're going to remake it, but we're also going to put out a old version of this on the DS.
The Crimson Heads. Oh, heck, I couldn't stand those.
I gotta admit though, for a port, it looks good for a port. Like we enjoyed it as kids. I mean, as an adult, maybe not so much. But like this looks good. Like the fact that you can have the map on top and see the weapon equipped and all that. Like it's nice. It's a nice addition.
I'm surprised they haven't released them on mobile, the original ones.
Yeah,
It's a matter of time,
I
probably,
feel-
and
I
even
feel
then.
like I feel like the camera and like, I guess if you Bluetooth the controller into it, it'd be okay. But like if you're playing with screen touch, like that'd be a pain in the ass with the tank
Yeah.
controls.
But they released every Final Fantasy on mobile, so
Yeah,
you would think.
but it's easier for a turn-based strategy of picking stuff than it is to do tank controls. Like, there's a reason why people complain so much about the old tank
Well, yeah,
controls.
because so look at this room. So like there were 3 camera switches. So he was like running up, and then he was gonna have to shift over after that camera switch. If you're doing that on touch, that's gonna be a pain in the ass. I'm of the mind to never play this like Resident Evil 1 again until they do their over the shoulder remake, which I'm sure we'll get before I'm 40.
Oh yeah, it's just a matter of time.
Maybe.
And
before
even
you
then, we
guys
still
remake.
got Code
Yeah.
Veronica, and we still got Resident Evil 0.
Josh, they are
Oh,
never
I-
remaking. Code Veronica and Zero are never getting remade.
Never.
They're not
Well,
touching
they've got
those.
that. They've got those fan HD remake of Veronica. It looks really good.
That's the farthest they'll get. They'll be like, you guys do this because we do not give a fuck.
Listen. Microsoft's gonna buy it like they bought everything else, and they're gonna remake it.
Anyway,
Nintendo's
moving
gonna buy-
on.
Nintendo's gonna buy Capcom. Same day, Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max. Josh, do you have a semblance of what's going on, like in the naming convention of these games? Because I don't.
So I don't understand it, but my guess is they want to cash grab as much as they can. So rather than making like a 4 or 5, let's just go. Let's have something we've already made. Let's add something new to it, some new characters, and that's it.
What's
I
your?
mean, doesn't Nintendo do that all the time?
Yeah, but they have Mario.
I do feel like it's a Japanese developer thing, but I also feel like it's come to the West now, just because. Who was it? We had the. What was the new Kojima game? Death Stranding. The Death Stranding director's
Oh,
cut.
yeah.
Yeah, it very much is coming to the West.
What was the other PlayStation game that got a director's cut last year?
The Ghost of
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, this looks better than like I'm sure they did like a Street Fighter 2 Alpha, and I know like the originals always look kind of like more like flat and solid, whereas they add movements and I don't know.
Well,
Texture.
this one, I know with this one it was supposed to, I think this was the port PSP port of it and everything. So it's like
yeah, I was gonna say it looks like it's
Uh,
handheld.
yeah,
or something.
so like they want to make it a little different compared to like the actual Street Fighter 3 or Alpha, whatever. So it's like I get that, like obviously they're trying to port over and make a different version of it that's friendlier for that console, but it's like come on, like
I mean,
this.
didn't they Didn't they like do a Street Fighter 2 and then Street Fighter 2 Turbo?
Oh yeah, they have like 10 different versions of 2.
That's why it's so confusing. Like I never know. Like okay, this one's Turbo, this one's Turbo Max. I never know.
It's just like to me it feels like a cash grab. I know like to the fans, and I'm probably gonna get jumped for this. I know that like there's like differences, and they could probably sit there and point it out better than I could. But to me, it's like the sports equivalent of fighting games. You add a feature, you remove a feature, and you have the same characters.
So Street Fighter fans wouldn't respond, Josh, because they were crushed under all the boxes of all the different Street Fighter bullshit that they bought. So you're safe.
Oh, okay, good.
Do you like our game? Well, we have a new version, but this guy has a bigger nose.
Hey, but you know what? With all these Street Fighters, at least it's not Street Fighter fucking 6.
That is true. That is very true.
People did not like that announcement. The hot takes on the logo have been my favorite. Like, oh, this was made in Photoshop, or this looks like it's for a bad like amateur MMA tournament.
No.
All right, so
Moving on.
Josh didn't pull many more February videos, but we'll run down the list. Star Wars Empire at War, that's an RTS, I believe, because that gets brought up in the RTS community so much. Sonic Riders, is that their racing game?
No, so Sonic Riders it's just your classic Sonic, well not classic, but it's 3D, but like they added like snowboards.
Yeah.
There's a GameCube exclusive.
And
then they added another one, a Wii one or something in the future.
I think that sounds familiar. I feel like I've seen Sonic on a snowboard multiple times.
Yeah, it's his thing. Where Mario's basically everything else, you get Sonic on a snowboard.
Mario's just the high-class sports like tennis and golf. Sonic's like, we're going to do the winter stuff.
Wait, hold up. Didn't the worst Sonic game ever come out happen in 2006?
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there, Jake. You're scrolling. Stop scrolling.
You're going to get ahead of that. Come on now.
I didn't think about it. I was like, wait a minute. There's another one
here. So Sonic Riders and Super Monkey Ball touch and roll, which is very sketchy.
Very
came out on the 21st.
Never a Super Monkey Ball fan. I don't know like why that's just such a weird fan base. I don't know why.
It's the same thing for people who love Where's Waldo? Like Waldo was good when you were 5. As a 25-year-old, like why? Why are you still looking for Waldo?
I don't give a fuck where Waldo is. Fuck him.
That motherfucker has to pay his taxes.
No, but someone like who in the industry decided, let's make a game about a monkey and a damn ball.
Where's Waldo tax evasion version?
Dude, I swear to God, I think at the end of this one, we're all going to be hunted down for different reasons. I'm going to get jumped by the Street Fighters. Jake's going to get attacked by the Super Monkey Balls. Nick's just going to get attacked.
That book I smashed my balls in was a Where's Waldo.
That was a J.D. Solinger first edition, you son of a bitch.
He did see my balls.
R.I.P. J.D. Solinger. February 27th, MX vs. ATV on the Edge. They, I think this is like the first or second one in that series that really took off. I think Unleashed was after this.
Yeah, Unleashed was after. That's the one where like everybody and their brother was talking about MX. MX vs. ATV was like a jumping point. Like everybody was like starting to get on board, but Unleashed I think is when everybody was just like losing their minds, and you couldn't go anywhere without seeing or hearing about it. Anyway,
I'm listening.
Anyway, moving forward, February 28th,
Black.
Was Black the one with the cover was just like a bunch of shells?
I think there was a lot of destructible surfaces on this, right?
Yeah, with this one, this is like where they kind of took like a little bit of slow mo, but they took a lot of the destruction of the environment. So the go-to for the trailers was you'd be in like a hallway with pillars, and you'd be shooting at people, and they'd be shooting at you, and you just see like the pillars be crumbling and falling apart, and the bullet spray around you. So
a lot of walking at the beginning of this game.
Yeah, actually playing it on the other hand, though, it honestly, in my opinion at least, didn't look as good as compared to some of the other games you were seeing at this time, because this is like right at the end of PS2 Live. Yeah, so like this, it came out originally for the PS2 and Xbox, and then I think they had a PS3 and Xbox 360 port of it at some point. But either way, you can tell like this is like PS2. It's like at the end of its life. We know like they're just trying to milk whatever money they could. That and like if you had any of the games that were building and took longer, which I think this was actually in limbo for a little bit, and that's why it took so long to get out. But um, you can tell like some of the games that were just like, okay, we need to get this out. They basically did that with this. Still a good game.
This is around the same time EA was doing that GoldenEye remake. For some reason, whenever I think of Black, I think of Mag, which they're both like years apart from each other.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just never been a big shooter guy, except for like Halo, just because you're like on the hype of like, we have to finish the fight. God damn it. We have to finish it. But I look at this, I'm just like, this looks like everything else.
It's also at the same time though, where they, for some reason, we're starting to see like the aim down sight, the actual truly aim down sights, not the zoom in hip fire.
Wait.
The Call of Duties,
that was a zoom in.
The Call of Duties were doing that.
Well, no, I'm saying is, but like they were the only
down
one.
The iron sights.
Yeah, down the iron sights. Yeah. So like this was still a common thing where we're getting to the point where the only time you ever saw something similar to this is the third person aiming down sights because you can't truly.
I mean, it's kind of like Counter-Strike.
Because this guy's zoomed a few times and it hasn't gone down the iron. So I don't miss the like zoom in without going down it. I think the new Halo like didn't do it for a few. Like there are a few guns that don't do it, and I'm like, it's fucking weird that some guns do it and some guns don't do it.
Yeah, well, Halo. They didn't start the aiming down sights till I think 5.
Yeah, 5 was like the only one that like did it full on.
Well, technically, the pistol was the first one was the only one that, besides the sniper, of course.
Well, the pistol scope.
Yeah, there's scope.
Right, but that's still technically aiming down sight. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, it was just at the end of the PlayStation and Xbox and all that, so it's like it's okay. It could have done better, but I just think because of the fact it came in so late, it didn't get the hype it deserved or needed.
It was just another shooter.
Yep.
Let's see. March 2nd, Josh humored me and put a link on for an RTS. Way to go.
I did. I figured this one is better because Star Wars, I think it was such a dead. I mean, not that the games were bad, but
dead game.
If you look at like Lord of the Rings, like I heard more about Lord of the Rings than I did Star Wars for RTS.
They eat up this Lord of the Rings one, and they do eat up that Star Wars one. So I think these are the two most like popular when it comes to properties that are outside of like the RTS world already. But yeah, this looks good. This looks fun.
Yeah,
I've never.
For those who don't know the name, this is Lord of the Rings: The Battle for Middle Earth 2.
People love the hell out of this game. I've seen like talks about like mods going up for it. Like you can't get it on Steam or anything. It looks fun.
Because this is.
I know you guys are watching like, oh my god, look at this hot action. But
I mean, you play RTS, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I am half a.
I mean,
I may need to find a JD Solinger first edition after this.
I'm not gonna lie.
Get out of here.
I did enjoy this one, but I'm more of like I enjoy like the simpler ones. Like Halo Wars, in my opinion, is a really good simple, but easily understood and played.
Yeah, they Halo Wars is a really good, at least in the campaign of like holding your hand. Now I've seen people get stomped by people spamming warthogs, but you got to be ready for it. You never know what you're gonna get. There's always something someone's gonna be scumming you with.
Oh, easily.
Let's see. Josh also put a Sims 2 expansion pack on here. Oh my god, we're gonna get buried in expansion packs if you do that, Josh.
Yeah, well, I put it on there because I mean, let's face it, it's honestly besides what we're currently dealing with the newest DLC that came out for Sims 4 was the wedding pack. Is that what it's called? Like people were just shitting on it, how bad it is, and it's like they don't make them like they used to. Sims 2 had some really good DLC.
We've come a long way. And I remember, like, between Sims 2 and 3, and even to an extent 4, like, you can't go into, like, a Target or any store that doesn't specialize in PC games. Like, they'll have their little section, but, like, that little section they have is nothing but that. Nothing but Sims expansion.
Yeah, you have Sims, you have WoW cards.
Maybe a copy of Overwatch.
But then Typhoon.
I say then you got like all the shittier games that no one's ever heard of. Like you get like a
roller coasters.
Yeah, you get like a something Bejeweled 15. Like shit,
I didn't shit on Bejeweled 15, Josh.
No, I'm using just an example, but it's like those games like that, like no one's really ever heard of, and you're like, you're a thing.
Igachaka Zuma. Zuma was fun.
All right, March 9th.
To March 9th. Graw. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. I think this is where Grawl like peaked. I think this is where Ghost Recon peaked. I've got another ad. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, so Ghost Recon is for sure, Advanced Warfighter for sure is where like that and 2. The second one's just as good. Like these games right here were just like the kiss to the chef for Ghost Recon.
They looked really good. Like, and I think so. This was the Xbox version. So the Xbox 360 version wouldn't. Or wait, did it launch on both at the same time? I don't remember.
No, I think they were separate. Let me double check.
I mean, honestly, I feel like it was the same game. I felt like it was a copy and paste game.
It was. I think. I don't know. I want to say the Xbox version was first person only though.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Xbox like was having issues like with the models or like just with. I don't know. I'm not a game designer. I don't.
All I know is that when I played this game back in the day, I was kind of bored with it.
It starts very slow and
Same day.
And so
Same day.
the 360 version start like you're in a city, you're heading towards like a freeway that's been abandoned. You can like throw. It was weird because there was a drone that would attack you, but like, and that was like your first encounter. So it was a very weird first encounter. And it felt, I don't know, it just always felt weird. But I remember people ate up the multiplayer in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Like I would say this is the better of the Ghost Recon just because like I've played some of the newer stuff and it's just not as good. Like this was at least decent. Like, I mean, at the time it was fun. This was a lot of fun. Now if I go back and play it, I'm probably gonna be like, why? Why am I torturing myself?
And I remember Shia LaBeouf playing this in Disturbia before his mom cut his Xbox cord.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was playing this.
He's like, he's on. All right, you go, and his mom comes in and fucking scissors the fucking power supply. No video games. You're on house arrest, you son of a bitch.
Don't they play? What game do they play in Silicon Valley? Is that Battlefield?
I think they play Battlefield, but they have some good Mass Effect jokes in there.
Yeah.
Like Jared, you're as useless as the multiple endings in Mass Effect 3. And so they're like, Dinesh is like, oh, I can't believe you said that. Damn it.
Always blue. Always blue.
Am I gonna have to rewatch that show? Son of a bitch.
I'm
never even
probably
seen
going
it.
to.
The
Really?
last season was rough. The last episode.
Yeah, I heard
rough.
it was. I haven't actually watched the last season, so I'll probably
the-
just start all over.
Not to spoil anything, but the last episode is like 10 years in the future, and it's basically them doing a documentary about Pied Piper.
Pied Piper.
It's very underwhelming.
Wide diaper.
March 14th, Driver Parallel Lines. Who gives a shit about that? Because there are 2 stealth games right here. We've got Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence and Siphon Filter Darkmere. We'll start with Subsistence here.
I never heard of it.
This ad. You've never heard of Subsistence?
We
had Subsistence.
So Jake, essentially, a Subsistence is like it's still Metal Gear Solid 3, but they added a couple things on top of multiplayer.
I just remember it was just Snake Eater. I don't know what they call it Subsistence.
Well, so we had both copies. Nick bought both. So we have Snake Eater, which is just the Snake Eater game that had like the Ape Escape game, side game, mini game, and all that. And then Subsistence just add a little more stuff to it, like there's a little more content. And then on top of that, they threw in multiplayer.
And I think they added more Snake vs. Monkey stuff.
Yes, they did. There was a lot. Like I said, there's just a lot. They just added more stuff to it, really, with the multiplayer. So it was like the definitive edition of the game.
And this was like the birth of like modern day, like the camera they would use for Metal Gear Solid 4 and 5. Like this is basically them on the ground level. Like, okay, we can do the camera behind Snake and it'll be okay instead of having
aiming down the sights.
Yeah, I think at this point, they even added like an option where you could pick between the old camera angle and the new one, right?
Yeah, you could. And I don't think you could move and shoot yet. I think you had to like pause and still like. You might have been.
No,
like,
I think you were able to. Yeah, because you're able to in Metal Gear Solid 2 is aim and shoot.
So you could run and shoot, but you couldn't really aim. So like you'd be running.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I get it. I think they added it in this one because of the multiplayer, but I could be wrong on that.
And then I played a little bit of multiplayer, and then let's see, Siphon Filter Darkmere.
The 4th game of the series, which I never got to play, and I actually enjoyed. Honestly, if you've never heard or played Siphon Filter at all, first 3 for sure. Play them, love them, enjoy them.
I think you could
After
skip.
that,
I think
take
you could
minutes.
honestly skip the first one.
Yeah, so skip the first one.
Hold on.
I think you
on.
watch a recap on the first one and then play 2 and 3.
Okay,
Just
I
get
can
the
do
get the
Play
Beretta.
two.
You're good.
Play 2 for sure. Number 2 is so. I mean, just the beginning of starting in the mountains, fantastic.
This is
What's
the
his
PS
name?
Is this the PSP game?
This is the PSP game.
Okay.
No wonder why. Oh,
They eventually, I
Why?
think it got ported over to PS3 as like but it still had the gameplay style of it. So it's like,
PS3 had like the Omega strain, right? That was like their push for online.
oh
yes,
yeah.
and it
true.
wasn't that
It
good.
wasn't very good.
What was the guy's name? Gabe.
Gabe Logan. Gabe Logan.
No, it was Gabe Newman. It was the guy from Steam.
Oh God.
Why does he look like Paul Rudd?
Because Paul Rudd is an angel, you son of a bitch.
An immortal angel who will give us glory every day for the rest of our eternity.
Was this a sequel, Josh? Or no, you didn't.
Yeah,
play
this
it.
is. You know, it is. It's so it goes 1, 2, 3 is technically set after 2, but it like talks about like what started the whole virus of Cypher Filter, like what like led up to it, and then the ending of 3 is like the ending of the trilogy, and then you went into this where it's like additional stuff like there's a new strand of the virus basically. And you're trying to do new strand of the virus, or it's a lot. It's condescending and elusive the story, but just play the first 3, you won't regret it.
What
I think it's
publisher?
I forget who did this one, but it was like 363 Games or something like that. Did the first 3?
I think at this point, like any game that wasn't any stealth game that wasn't Splinter Cell or Metal Gear Solid was just chasing their high. Like, oh hey, they're doing it, we have to do it.
That's what's nice about this one. It's a mixture of actions and stealth. Like there are some missions you truly have to be stealthy because you get killed instantly. But that's what made these games so good is you could get like the air taser or the taser gun,
The air
shoot
taser was
somebody,
fun.
and like they'll like ooh, and then they'll catch on fire after a few seconds. You hear them scream, and you can just hold it the whole time until they're barbecue.
Hey, I got it right here. It's 989 Studios.
I see. I knew it was some I knew it was some numbers. I just couldn't remember the
It's
numbers.
same people that made Twisted Metal, I believe.
I think the original Twisted Metal. I don't know about the newer stuff.
You guys saw that construction site worker eat shit. I didn't think he got sniped.
Yeah.
I thought he fell.
No, he got sniped. Here's another question: how did the sniper get out sniped by a pistol?
Oh.
That's the question.
Did you see that guy?
I saw that guy.
He got
Dude,
eaten.
Kermit, man, he went straight Kermit.
March 16th, Final Fantasy 12 came out in Japan. I think Final Fantasy 12 was probably the swan song of the PS2. I know some people say God of War 2, some people probably say Shadow of the Colossus, but I think this was like the last really good PlayStation 2 game.
And I agree, but at the same time, you'll get the true fans of Final Fantasy would go. They don't like it because it was so different. Like we were so used to this turn-based,
yeah.
where there's like they started to change the formula and go, let's try something different. And honestly, I thought it was fantastic. Like I'm not saying like it was my favorite, but it was
It's a
definitely
hard game.
It was a very hard game.
All right,
Hard
you
game.
guys have pissed off your fan bases. It's my turn.
I'm
Fuck the Final
Captain
Fantasy
Bob.
fans. Who gives a shit what they want? They don't know what they want. Those motherfuckers like Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy 7.
Whoa,
Hey, wait. I love Tactics, dude. That's
Yeah,
my
you
game.
fucking nerd.
Don't worry,
I knew
Final-
you would.
Don't worry, Final Fantasy fans. We're going for it. Me and Jake will jump his ass.
But yeah, like
But
this
no.
looks fine. This looks better than the stand. Okay, I'm standing. All right, Cecil. All right, Cecil. Hit him with the sword. All right, Tella. Hit him with that meteorite. Oh shit, we won. Okay, good job, guys.
First off, Tella dies after using meteorite. Spoiler alert.
Hey, spoiler. What the
Uh,
hell is wrong with you?
and secondly, shut your mouth, Nick. This is a great. This honestly, except for, in my opinion, except for 15, Final Fantasy has done a great job as it's gotten older.
Yeah, what's wrong with 15? 15 is just a story about dudes broing out and riding
Hey,
around
13.
the countryside.
13 sucked ass.
13 is the dark horse of the group. Okay, it's not.
Oh, 13 sucked, man. I mean, it kind of reminded me of this game because of how the mechanics were, but like, oh, it was awful. Why did you need 3 sequels? 2 sequels.
Jake, you don't here. What you need to do, you need to go back and play Lightning Returns, and it'll really set in for you. Or Thunder, whatever the fuck her name is.
No, you're right. It was Lightning Returns.
Lightning Returns. You're right. You got it right the first time.
All right, we're gonna get out of Final
Nope.
Fantasy before we break up as a family. Speaking of bullshit spy games, March 17th, 24 the game. I think I remember playing pieces of this. This and the Sopranos game. I played both of them, and they were both awful.
Did they have the same actors doing the voices?
Maybe.
I don't think. I don't.
Maybe they got like one or two.
They may have, just because I knew this is like right around the time, like 24. Like this is like we talked about this before, Nick. It's like season 3 or 4 at this point that they're on. So like 24 is like in like full blown like, oh, we're this is the show that's dominating Fox. Even though after season 1 it kind of just went downhill slowly but surely.
Some people like 2. 2's okay.
I've only seen season 1, so
I think 2 had like a disease or something. So if you tried to watch it now, it probably doesn't age too well. But one of them had like a bioterrorist. Moving on. March 20th. Metroid Prime Hunters, the worst of the Prime game. You guys had copies of that.
Oh, DS. DS, yeah.
Ugh.
So essentially, just think Metroid Prime. So you had your first-person shooter, kind of like Prime, on the DS. But rather than playing for a true story, you're playing just against other people for a weapon. That's it. That is the premise of the story.
It was so bad. It was like the shooter control, because I would play it on one of your DSs. It was just so bad.
Not good. No.
It was rough. It was rough playing that. I'm sorry, you guys. I like Metroid. I know we used to make fun of Josh for liking Metroid, but Prime Hunters was bad.
Prime Hunters was bad. I'll admit that. Like Pinball was better than Prime Hunters.
My Samus was a dude.
Oh God.
Okay.
Moving on.
Same date. Elder Scrolls Oblivion, the game that would change it all. The one with all. No, actually, does Oblivion have any memes? I think
Oblivion is a meme.
Is Oblivion a meme?
The game is a meme.
So the biggest one I could think off the top of my head is you pay $3.99 for a cosmetic horse armor.
Okay, yeah. So I guess that is a meme, but I mean, Skyrim's more of a meme though, right?
Yes.
So in Oblivion, there's clips of voice actors messing up their line, and they didn't cut it. They didn't cut it out of the game, so it's there.
So wait,
you can hear them say, "Can I do that again?"
Are they in the code? They're in the code,
yes,
but they aren't.
It's in the code.
They aren't in the actual. Like, it's not like you have to like put some shit in to like make that pop up, right?
No, like literally, you just find the NPC that does it, and if you sit there long enough, you'll eventually run into it.
Hey, can we run that again?
Yeah, they're like, can we cut that? Can we run it again? And that person will repeat it, and it's just like, what? Like, I can't believe that no one
stopped. Yeah,
no
one stopped to fix it. And then there's, let's see, so you got the horse armor, you have that, and then of course you have like all like the guards, seize them, and all that. Like those are all memes in the game.
Yeah, there's the whole game's a meme.
Yeah.
When I was looking through this list, I couldn't believe we were at that point where Oblivion came. Like this was a big release back then. I feel like right.
Yeah.
It was like
Yes. It was huge because everybody, like 3 was like the talk of the crowd for Xbox and PC, and people were losing their minds. So when they heard 4 coming out and they saw that it was going to be in all these consoles, they like lost their minds.
This was the Elden Ring back then.
Yes.
Oh, this game pissed me off a few times because the game was so glitchy where like you would open a door and then the game would just freeze.
Oh, my favorite still is when you have an NPC that it's supposed to be following. You're doing an escort mission, and then you open them to the next area and they're gone.
Oh, I hated it.
Never be seen again.
I had some broken missions on my 360 version where it would be like, all right, here's the little waypoint arrow, go in here, and you go in there, and then the waypoint arrow like was basically on the door. So, but like the person you needed to talk to for the mission, you couldn't find anywhere. Buggy ass game, but people still loved it.
Oh, I mean, I would say I enjoyed Oblivion more than I did Skyrim.
I used to play the hell out of the assassin missions on this, and that's probably as far as I would get.
What's it called? Black something.
It's not the Dark Brotherhood. Dark Brotherhood's the assassination. It's Thieves.
Thieves Guild was fun. Yeah, Thieves Guild was fun. But it was the Dark Brotherhood. It was
Dark.
The Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah, because they sent you the piece of paper, it was the piece of paper with the We Know in Skyrim. I think it was in both. I think it was both.
It's in both. It's in both.
Yeah.
We Know.
Or you get bit by a vampire while you're sleeping.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about that. Moving into March 21st, Metal Gear Acid 2, because they're like, hey, we're going to do another one.
I seriously think they literally did some acid. People like praised the first one. They're like, okay, so here's the deal. Let's buy double what we bought last time, and let's just hash this out real quick. And honestly, like even just like the background, the graphics of it, like I think this is like the training. What's it called?
Dead.
What's the Nick? What's the training thing they called in all the other ones?
Tutorials.
No, I know
I
it's
think it was
tutorials.
like VR, like
Virtual missions. Virtual missions.
there we go.
Yeah. So I think that's what that was right there. But it's like it's still like someone was very much on acid as they were making these games.
This looks
Like,
funky as hell.
Wasn't it like a card game basically?
Essentially, yeah. It was a turn-based like card game to an extent. Like
It's like
the first one, very much more than the like this right here looks better than the first one, but still like very much a turn-based. Move around the map, use your cards to defeat like that. It's very much so.
Faints.
Yeah.
This hurts. This hurts to watch. I'm
I
getting
don't know. I would give it a try. I would give it a try.
There's some like, do they have like people testing these games before release, and these people are just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
everything's
that's
great.
good. This is good. Yeah.
They do. They do.
I'm telling you, they literally they spike the punch bowl and they're like, all right, let's drink from this, get like a good weekend, and they do work for a week, and they bring somebody in, they're like, someone's like, oh, the punch, they just drink it and they're playing the game like, this game is the greatest fucking game in the world. Send it out right now.
God.
What do you want
Dude,
me to do?
they're paying them. They're paying them under the table. Like,
Just say
say
it's
this
good.
is
Just say
good,
it's good.
please. Say it's good.
March 21st also introduced us to Me and My Katamari and Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Essentials, which I'm guessing is the PSP release of like, I think it was like parts of one. And like they seriously, I want to say I'm misremembering this and I'm not giving them enough credit, but if I'm remembering it correctly, it was just like it was like a level or two from the first one and a level or two from the second one, and they called it Essentials.
Yes, I believe you're correct on that.
And I'm
Because
glad
there's just
it
like
didn't
a
catch on.
quick retelling.
Oh my god, such a bad idea. Fuck off, Ubisoft. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
NFTs, stop it.
March 24th, True Crime, New York City. I mean, they
That one,
started
I
in LA.
think-
They were only gonna. It was either gonna be New York or Chicago at that point. I mean,
Yeah,
Got another
and
one.
like
Yes,
it
but
wasn't
this-
bad. It wasn't bad, but like, because they tried to be more complex than the first one. Because the first one was just a fun, simple game. This
Yeah, but
one just added a little more to it.
I think
But that's
that
what
was
made it
buggy.
so good, though. It was very buggy, but that's what made the true crime streets of LA so good. Was they're so basic. It was your basic like detective story with basic gunplay, and this just made it so good. Where this is like, let's try and be a little more complicated, a little more not, I guess, more a little more realistic, I guess. But it's like, no, like you're messing up the formula. That's what like you're messing up a true and good formula at the time. Like I get nowadays, you're not gonna get away with it. But with this at the time, like you can easily make some money to build something really good.
This looks rough. Look at that fat dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Well, what I liked about this one was that like because in the first one you never go back to like the police station or whatever. This one you're actually there, and you can like turn in drugs or whatever and get more money in the game or something like that.
This
Because the
this
first
cover system is rough. Oh my god.
yeah, it's
Oh, we got him. He got it. Good job.
Game has gone a long way.
We'll get to some better cover system later on in the show.
I have to ask an important question though, if anybody else is noticing it. As you're killing the goons, you're getting added to your like you're adding up to your badge level. So it's like, is that recommended?
I
Like,
don't
are you
think-
recommended to kill people?
I
Like,
don't
what's going on
think
there?
that would fly in development today.
No.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Like, I wonder if they just like I played True Crime Streets or New York City and they did it.
Don't worry, Sarge. I've got 240 hours in True Crime Streets in New York. I'm ready.
Send them out.
Moving on. March 28th, we got a busy day here. I'm going to run down this list. Far Cry Instincts Predator, Harvest Moon, Magical Melody, Kingdom Hearts 2. We're not doing a video because we did a video last time for the Japan release. And then Rumble Roses,
Oh, Rainbow Roses.
Double X.
And of course,
I
I
know
had
that
video.
out of all those 4 games, you guys are gonna get a clip for Rumble Roses.
Okay, well, Far Cry Instincts Predator was like, okay, we just did Far Cry Instincts last time. Harvest Moon, everyone knows what Harvest Moon is. We did a video for Kingdom Hearts 2. Why not Rumble Roses? I want to see
Jake,
some.
you
Last-
pigs!
Josh also pulled Dead or Alive Volleyball. So yes, Josh is.
Oh,
did.
you pigs!
I did.
You know, was this Xbox 360?
Yeah.
Because because we talked about the other one last time, and I pulled up a video just like, oh yeah, this sounds familiar, and that game looked like dog shit. And this one coming out just like a year later, like looks so much better. I know we're on a load screen right now. Go to the game.
Screen in this game was
Load
like
screen again.
Yeah, the load screen in this game was unbearable. But I mean, for a now what 16-year-old game, or almost 16-year-old game, this actually still looks pretty good.
Josh has 2,400 hours on this game on Steam, and he hasn't touched the controller once.
My eyes are up here, Josh.
Hey, I mean, first off, moo. Secondly, like, come on, like, you have to give it to it though. For a game that's about girls fighting each other and their breast all over the place, this actually looks really
Never say
like,
that sentence again.
Yeah, like just stop.
I'm hurting. I will say this is probably a better wrestling game than any wrestling game in the last 5 years.
probably in the last 15 years personally, but
I think the SmackDown vs. Raws were okay at one point.
It's real to me, damn it.
It's real to me. We're getting this off the screen. Josh, you're going straight to horny jail for that one.
wait, what?
I see the lotion. I see the lotion.
Straight to horny jail.
Anyway,
Again, 24,000 hours on Steam Josh has in this game, and he hasn't touched the controller once.
Anyway, April 11th,
April
Tomb
11th,
Raider Legend.
Tomb Raider. That's my job, Josh. Was this was right before? This was the last one before the remake, right?
No, I think there was one more.
Oof. This looks rough.
Yeah, I think there was one more after this.
I thought she was about to yeet that little girl off the plane. I was like, oh my god, what is she doing?
I think there was two more before that, Nick. I think I'll have to double check.
I always thought like these original two. I always thought the controls were kind of rough.
I mean, it got better over time, but it's still like
It's so like blocky.
I also think this is the time like they were starting to get away from her looking like their original model or looking like Angelina Jolie. I think they steered into that for so long, and this was like their first attempt to like, okay, we need to get away from that. We're not. It's 2006, guys. It's been some years now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, she still kind of looks like Jolie.
Yeah, so yeah.
I can see where they're starting. Oh my god, that's a sidekick.
I was about to say, is that a sidekick?
It looks like it.
Moving
on. Anyway, yeah. And then same day,
day and date,
Battlefield 2 Modern Combat.
So I remember we owned that game, and it was okay. It was okay for what it was. Yeah, I mean, it's probably one of the underrated Battlefield games.
Oh, it definitely is. Like, I mean, it even looks terrible if you go back and look at it, but that could be like whatever game we looked at this far.
This
could be
snow level doesn't look too bad.
No, but you can still like if I compare this to something that's modern now, you could tell a huge difference. But even then, like you have to give it to it. Like this was a franchise at the time that was still being beat out by like Call of Duty and Medal of Honor. I am getting from the last few shooters we've seen, I am getting Counter-Strike vibes hardcore. Yeah, this
yeah,
it's a common thing. It's a very common thing. But at the same time, this is like one of the only few like first-person shooters where you could actually use like vehicles. Like at this point, the only common thing you'd see in games like that are like your typical like cars. You couldn't drive anything else other than that. Maybe a helicopter if you were lucky. Where these let you do like tanks and
Yeah, because Call of Duty they kind of just didn't want to go into vehicles at that time.
I think they tried with World at War, and it just wasn't their cup of tea.
I forgot they did tanks with World at War. That was completely erased from my memory, and now something else just got pushed out. Now it's back.
Now it's back.
Tanks were so stupid. I remember multiplayer; they were just so overpowered.
Yeah, the only way to beat them would be to like get into a spot where they couldn't see you and get to you, and then just shoot at it with like grenades or the TNT and shit like that.
And I don't even think they were a kill streak. Like you could find them on the map.
No, you could. Yeah, so depending on what game mode you played, you either found it on the map, like in the middle of the map where everybody can get to it, or I think in some cases it was a kill streak. But anyway, that's beyond the point.
Fucking World of
War.
We'll get there. We'll get to Mortal. Mother 3 of April 20th, Mother 3, which
420.
For those who don't know, Josh, what is Mother 3?
What is that?
So everybody knows their favorite Smash character, Ness.
Oh yeah, that
Ice
makes
Climbers.
sense.
Ice Climbers isn't in Mother.
My favorite Smash characters is the Ice Climbers.
Anyway, this is where Ness came in. He was part of Mother, and then this is actually Mother 3 that follows. I can't remember the kid's name. It's
Ike.
No, is it Lucas, Nick?
Yeah, I think Lucas.
Oh yeah, kid. Lucas. Ike is Who is like? I don't know.
Hey, they're dinosaurs that are not eating those kids. What the fuck's that about?
But anyway, so Mother is just like so Mother 1 and 2 were like huge like deals in Japan and started making their way to the West and actually were really good there here as well. But um, people don't show up about Mother, and I can see why. Mother is a great franchise, and it just doesn't get the love it deserves and needs.
Like, what
It
is so
really-
what is so good about it? I still don't understand.
So, first, okay, let's talk about the first one. So the first one, what made it so good was it was a turn-based RPG, and so you would use what's the word I'm looking for? So you have no characters that you see, but you have their names, and then you have the enemy in front of you, and you'd fight it. And it kind of introduced like these weird concepts. Like for the first one, it was like your Earth is being invaded by aliens, basically, and you had to do your best to like not try to prove that there's aliens, but kind of like fight them off. And there was concepts of like death and stuff like that. I mean, it's more of a game franchise to look into, watch videos on, and enjoy rather than listening to me talk about it because they do a lot better job than I do.
From my perspective of Mother, it was basically one of your first turn-based games, and it kind of had some Undertale vibes.
Yes, I would say Undertale takes a lot of its like key aspects from Mother for sure.
Okay, maybe I'll watch a video or two. I do like that guy. First of all, I like this guy's feet going super fast. I also like that they saved at a frog. I thought that was pretty neat.
I don't like your criticism.
No, I'm looking at it like I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought you were kind of being like condescending.
No, I was being serious about like liking the frog and the feet. April 24th, Rampage Total Destruction. That's the monsters, right?
Yeah,
Monsters
with
fighting.
the Rock and all that.
That
stuff.
was the most like modern one at the time. Like it was just updated graphics and everything else with some features.
It was a 3D version, wasn't it?
Yes.
The next day we get Guilty Gear Dust Strikers, another fighting game for you fighting game fans. Anything to add, Josh?
Nope, that's we're just
Yep.
That shit.
Yep.
Yep.
April
Just-
28th,
yeah.
Guild Wars Factions.
Is that a RTS?
No, that's
no, that's DLC for Guild Wars for that MMO.
MMO, yeah. Thankfully, an MMO I never got into.
Yeah.
I had a lot of hype though.
I think it was
Still
in the
does.
same. I think it was the same like class as EverQuest.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those everybody knows, or a majority of people know about it. It's just not as big as like World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is right now, at least compared to that and Final Fantasy 14. They're up there as they're probably the main two ones everybody plays, and everyone else gets like shit on.
I don't know with all that stuff going on with Blizzard right now.
That's why I said that in Final Fantasy 14, the Square Enix is taking the market of top MMO.
Yeah.
So then let's see here. May 15th is New Super Mario Brothers. I don't think people really like New Super Mario Brothers.
Because it's one of those things where it's like the Beatles, you know, it's not the first.
Right, and even then, like, so this one didn't get as much love, but then I think when they had the sequel of it come out for was it Wii U, I think it was on, people loved that one. It was actually really good compared to this one.
Yeah, this just, I don't know, I'm getting weird vibes from this. This feels like they were just like, oh, we're the Super Mario Brothers. Like, just make it like 2D not 2D isometric. Give it like 3D figure vibes, and then just
I would
call
say
it
almost like
day.
a 2.5. It's like because only Mario and some of the characters have that like 3D-ish looking feature.
it
Where
looks
else
like-
is like
Clay.
Yeah, and they did a
Yeah.
version of this on the 3DS that I had that I wasn't crazy about either.
yeah. I would
It's
say
like
when
I'm
they did the
watching-
second one.
It's like I'm watching a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah,
Well, it's
I
a
would
DS,
say
Jake, so you're close.
yes. I would say when the second one came out, it got better, but this just looks
Is
not
Mario
as good.
Naruto? Hold on, is he Naruto running?
yes.
And this was around the time that like they were villainizing Baby Bowser. Like they're like, people are tired of fighting Bowser. What do we do? Baby Bowser?
Yeah, because Bowser's kind of just like that guy. It's like, yeah, I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, and so like because I think Baby Bowser is also the main bad in
Yoshi's Island.
Yoshi's
No,
Island.
he was.
Also in
Yeah.
Sunshine.
Yeah, he was the bad guy in Sunshine because Bowser kept saying Peach is his mom, and he wanted to kidnap Peach, and it's like, hey, bro, just so you realize, that's not your mom.
That's not. Do you see? Do you see, dude? Yeah, it was just it was weird vibes. Like, hey, we need
What
a
if-
new villain. How about a baby version of the villain we've been doing all these years? You son
give him
of
a
a bitch.
bib.
Here's my
Give him a
here's
bib.
money. Let's see. Moving into May 16th, X-Men, the official game. Wait,
Now, is that the one that was kind of like Ultimate Alliance?
No.
This one is like it takes the licensing from the first X-Men movie and just how those like games are like if they're based off a movie. They add
Movie
some
games suck
Yes.
ass.
But people said that this game was at the time good. I don't honestly. I watched it now. I'm like, it doesn't look that good.
This
Like
isn't,
this,
this isn't the Wolverine game, is it? Wolverine game
No.
actually has like a pretty good backing.
yeah. So like this is like, this is the first movie. So like this is the part where they're like raiding the island
Mhm.
to fight Magneto and everything and get is it Kate back?
Yeah, it looks okay. It just looks like beat 'em up trash from the,
It is,
yeah.
the end of the PS2 era.
Yeah, that's why I said at the time people like talked about it and said it was good, like decent. But now if you go back and play it, you're like, oh my god, this is hot garbage. Like you can say that with every game, but this game especially is
Like
hot
if you
garbage.
took this piece right here and made this like multiplayer and like, okay, here's Wolverine, here's Storm, here's like 10 more enemies instead of just these two, I think you have something here. But otherwise, it's just like, yeah, smash, walk, smash, walk.
And I bring this up every time we play as Wolverine. He has an accelerated healing factor. I should be able to do whatever I want with him. And he's basically the Hulk. I should be able to run around anywhere, get shot, get blown up, and live. Like,
Yeah, you gotta
Fun.
wonder because did they announced a new Wolverine game recently, didn't they?
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you wonder what the shtick is, because how do you take a character that is unbeatable and put them in that game? Of course you do it with of course, like just like the movies, you put an enemy that can like, what's this guy in the game doing, just walking? What the
I don't
fuck?
know. I was about to question that too. Like, what is he doing?
I think he's hoping to regenerate his health. But yeah, like you have this character with this ability. How do you make it interesting to where players don't get bored?
Blood.
I can definitely agree with that, but at the same time, it's like this aspect of the game, like the only person who can really do harm to him is Magneto. Magneto will just do what he did in the comics. He will rip that adamantium skeleton out of his body.
Well, then
He'll live.
I guess every enemy you fight has to be Magneto. You have to do the Mr. X, like turn every enemy into Mr. X, like they did for Resident Evil. Turn every enemy into Magneto.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so fun fact: this game was actually developed by Activision.
Did they develop it or did they publish it?
I think they developed
Publish.
it.
I think they published it actually. Develop was just just a random developer, but still, if anything with Activision's name on it, you could tell.
All right, May 23rd, Monster Hunter Freedom. Was this the first Western Monster Hunter, Josh?
Yes, I think it was. I just remember this was the first PSP release.
I was gonna say, I'm thinking it's the PSP one.
I love the irony of calling it Freedom because, oh, hey, you're on your PSP. You can play this freely wherever you want. Like the naming convention of the PSP games, I'm just like, what the fuck? Splinter Cell
Dude.
Essentials. Monster Hunter
I
Freedom.
just- I had to what the fuck this, just like some of the voice acting, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is terrible.
Oh, let's hear it. Hold on, let's hear it.
I don't know if it's every character, but I think there's one part in the video where you can hear them. Just like it's like a real quick conversation. It's like, oh my god, this is awful.
Let's see.
Yeah,
moving,
it's okay.
moving down the list. Oh, I've still got X-Men playing in the
Oh.
background. We've got Hitman. I watched the
Yeah,
hell
that's a-
out of the trailer for this game back.
a
Hitman
good
Blood
one,
Money came out
yeah.
on May 30th. So they had the trailer was really well done. They had the two guys pointing guns at each other, like walk in. It was just very like, when you call somebody, who do you call? You know what? I'm gonna pull it up and we're gonna play a bit of it in the background. Hold on, give me a second. Because this was like one of those trailers that like will stay in my head forever. Like I'll be walking Gus down the aisle, and Hitman Blood Money will be playing in my head for some reason. Blood
I'm not
Money.
gonna go that. I'm not going to that same wedding if you're gonna be there thinking Hitman stuff.
What Nick's gonna do is he's gonna hire the Catholic priest who marries Gus and whoever he marries. Is just gonna like be holding a Bible and all of a sudden drops it with two silver ballers in his hand, just starts gunning us all down.
Yeah, by that time you're gonna have a bald ass head, and I don't want anything to do with you.
I'm not gonna have a bald ass head. You take that back. This is rough, by the way. This trailer used to look a lot better.
Probably the quality of whoever did the recording of it.
Oh, I can't even hear. Like the sound's not even coming out of it. But yeah, like see, they're like back and forth. Oh, it was just so good. This trailer. Like if I could go back and watch this trailer on my shitty little computer monitor. Here, I'll put the actual gameplay up.
You mean the one you have now?
That was like the trailer.
Yeah, this even looks good for how old it is. I mean, obviously, this is like I think if we're ever going to go back and talk about how great Hitman was and still is, this is definitely the one you bring up about like this is what started it all.
So I struggle with the new ones. Like the new ones are fine, but this is like the ultimate sandbox when it came to the levels. I feel like.
Yeah, it was the last one of that. The way they did it, the first three.
And
Yeah.
Absolution was okay. Absolution just had this funky feel to it. It felt, I don't know, like it was going for a modern feel, but it kind of overshot it. Because this already felt great. The gap between Hitman Blood Money and Absolution was way too big, but that whole time you could have been putting Hitman out and people would have loved it.
So my whole thing with it was like this is like the last, like Jake said, this is the last one of it's like how it used to do it. And Absolution was like trying to give it more like a modern storytelling setting. It's like it was like with this was like you could like you don't have to know the story of what's going on. It's like you can just play the missions. Where
Like
with Absolution, it was more story based.
Yeah, I would say I kind of felt like it took the same like change that the Silent Hill series did. The first three were kind of similar, and then like as soon as the fourth one hit, they kind of tried to do something different.
Yeah, and this one, you can see the bits and pieces from this one that lead into don't hurt that dog, that lead into Absolution because there was a connective story between the missions. Oh no!
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 Oh, no.
Son of a
You
bitch.
sick son of a
Oh, we
bitch.
can't. I'm out.
Oh god damn
And we're
it.
done. It was a great run, everyone.
was a great
Thanks. Smashing Game Time.
Uh,
I'm at Josh saying that's Nick Fat Knight and Jake's a nobody. Bye, everyone.
Sorry
I'm
for
out.
that travesty, anybody.
No dogs were harmed in this making.
Yeah, we didn't know Josh was gonna pull the video from a psychopath.
Watch the first 2 minutes. I don't get past it, okay?
Jesus.
Nick was all about like, oh, I'm thinking about this game, my son's wedding.
That's
This
the part
is
Nick
all
was
Nick.
thinking. That's the part Nick's thinking in his head.
He went into the backyard and like, dude, don't do it. And then he opened the item screen, slowly moved over to his decked out silver ballers, pulled them out, and said, "Watch me."
Hold my
Hank.
beer.
Hank, if you're watching this,
I'm sorry, Hank.
Run.
June 1st, Half-Life 2, Episode 1. Crazy that they were doing episodes. I actually just saw bits and pieces of Episode 2 the other day because someone took Mr. Bean and spliced him into Episode 2.
Yes, I watched that too.
And it was pretty good. They're pretty good edits that they got him in. Episode 1 was fun. I feel like Episode 1 was very like clustered, like very small spaces. You're just kind of like tight corridors. Episode 2 is like much more wide open, bigger areas, bigger enemies. Episode 3, I don't know because we never fucking got it.
hey Val,
Half-Life 3 while we're at it.
give us episode 3.
I don't think we're never gonna see it. Like
No, because like
because-
they had that VR one that was pretty good.
Half-Life
Yeah,
Alyx is the closest we're gonna get to that.
Yeah, and even then, like I think it's good. I enjoy it, and of course they still continue the story with it, and it just adds so much more to like, okay, what are we ever going to get anything else other than this? Because it's like they're making it like they're hinting at, and it's like, well, don't hint at it if you're not going to actually do it.
Yeah, I think we've seen the last of Half-Life, if I'm being honest. But these were great, and I think this is close to the time Orange Box was getting ready to come out.
Yeah, it was just like
Yeah.
a year or so away from it.
This was like top Valve. June 6th, Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories came out for the PSP. That was fine. That was good enough that they were comfortable enough to put that out on a PS2 later on to get more people to play it.
Yeah, it was okay.
June 13th, Armored Core Last Raven came out in the USA. Armored Core is From Software, right?
I think it's actually Ubisoft.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
I'm
Josh,
looking.
Josh, go ahead and pull those numbers. Let's find out. Josh on the Google. What you got here, Josh? I think they are. They
From Software, Ubisoft. Yep.
Yep,
okay. So we were both right.
everyone's right.
Everybody's right.
So we know shit.
It was another Armored Core. From Software,
Yeah.
they'll do okay eventually. I hope. July 11th, Prey came out. This was the first Prey. This wasn't your grandson's Prey. This was the one where you were running on the walls and shit. The guns were kind of people loved this game, but nobody played it.
I played the shit out of this game. I enjoyed it. And then when they
Yeah.
like announced that the newest Prey, I'm like, and then I'm like, this is not the same Prey. What is going on?
I think.
I think when we got this game, I think we bought it for like $5.
We did,
Yeah.
and
We did.
this felt like this felt like it has one of the better openings in a shooter because you're in your tavern or something. And you get like beamed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just very like I don't remember ever getting to this area, but very tight corridors, very dark areas. It kind of had Doom vibes to it,
I was gonna say exactly like Doom.
like
enjoyed it.
Doom
I
3,
remember
because Doom
beating
3 was like slow, quiet, dark.
Yeah. So like I remember beating the game and everything. I enjoyed it, and when they announced the newest one, I was like, "Oh, this could be so cool." It's nothing like this. I mean, I don't know if they were like trying to rehash it, or if it's like a different. You know what I mean?
Well, and the sequel was in development hell for forever, and then was it Arcane who did it eventually, or id or somebody?
But yeah.
But yeah, it was going to change just because it was in development hell for so long. Up next, moving on from Prey, we've got Dead Rising, August 8th.
Oh, loved it.
This game, like they went all out. I've got an ad. They went all out on this game.
It really
There's
did.
so much to do, so many references. There's a great game for what it was.
It was overwhelming for the age that I was when I was playing it. Very
So-
overwhelming.
Even to this day, I still learn new things about this. I was watching somebody do a speed run of this game. Somebody pointed out that in the beginning, do you know like one of the characters who all die in the beginning at the front of the mall?
Mhm.
So apparently, and I totally forgot about this, one of the characters has a shotgun. You can actually get that shotgun in the very beginning.
Jesus, like you have to wait for them to die and then you can take it.
Exactly. And like they showed off, like he had to grab a bench to like push through everyone because he was doing it from level 1, and he was able to grab it, and he used it like he made like the first 2 bosses look like nothing because he had it. Like he destroyed them.
I see this guy on this path, and I remember taking this path constantly to avoid
Yep.
fights. I was
This,
the aiming
this
was
game-
shit. The aiming was shit.
yeah.
in this
Oh
game.
yeah. Of course.
Yeah, I don't
The
think it was about the gunplay though. I think it was all about just like what you could do with your environment items with you and stuff like that. Sorry, Jake, go ahead.
I would say it's kind of like Edge of Tomorrow, where like you kind of had to like go through it and then die and kind of learn based on what you were, the previous run. Because the game was time based. You had, you're on the clock to do almost everything.
Right.
Well, even,
And-
you didn't have to do everything in the time. Like you could like let people die. You didn't have to rescue
Oh,
everyone. But
of
it was the main
course.
story that you had to follow the time based.
I just remember hating the convicts outside. Like they were a
Yep.
pain in the ass. What does he do? He's just spinning.
Windmill, yeah.
Windmill attack. Windmill attack. This is one where if they did like a re-release, I'd probably hop on and buy it.
I mean, they technically did for the Xbox and PS4. They had this, the second one, and then the off the record second one.
Like I'm saying, if they modernized like the save system and like the aiming, I'd be like, okay, I'm here for it.
Or like co-op or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what off the record was.
Second one got co-op.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't know if it's the actual second. I think it's off the record. Of the
Because I
second
remember
one, 'cause
I remember playing the second one with somebody fighting a boss. Might have been you or Andrew, Josh. I don't remember who it was exactly.
This one was only off the record that was the cooperative. I thought the first, initial release of the second one was just single player, and then you had off the record, which you could play as Frank West.
I remember the off the record part, but I think two in general
Either way.
had some parts. August 15th, Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy VII. Who put this in here?
I did.
Was this PSP?
PS2.
No, it was PS2.
Oh yeah, this was the one with what's his nuts? The guy you could completely miss in the campaign.
It was Vincent?
Vincent, yeah.
How was this? I never played this.
It was okay. I kind of got some like Devil May Cry vibes from it.
Yeah, it
Um,
was. It was like obviously it's out of its wheelhouse. It's not turn based. It's not a tactical game. It's a third person / first person shooter. So
It looks medieval. It doesn't really look like it's. I guess those guys are kind of more techno
it's
than.
it's more like not cyberpunk, steampunk.
It's just I'm just getting weird vibes from it. Also, he's not my
yeah,
favorite Final Fantasy character.
yeah. I think they were just trying to do something different with it. It kind of reminds me, like, it looks like an idea that they had with the First Soldier game they have on the phone right now.
Hmm.
So it's like I wonder if they took parts from this game and added that to that.
First Soldier does sound like a good idea. Like I've heard of First Soldier, haven't played it, but every time I hear someone talk about it, I'm like, that's a great idea for like that setup up because it's a battle royale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds
See
like a
who,
great idea.
Yeah, the concept sounds great, and even then, like I haven't played it yet, but I hear nothing.
I heard it's
great things.
bad.
I've heard bad, but I've heard people who are like talking about the concept and everything else. Like otherwise, it's a really good game. You know,
I mean, I'll never play it, but
I don't
I'm
either.
maybe I'll hop back into PUBG now that it's free.
I don't know. I have a backbone, so I might try it out.
I'll stick with my Apex Legends for now.
August 28th, Star Fox Command. Was this GameCube?
Yes, it was the one that's a sequel to Star Fox Adventures, I believe. Right?
No, I think there was one
Uh,
between I think there was
no.
one between those two.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm getting a ad for the Witch Queen.
Let's say,
Destiny
roll
2
the
hot
clip,
garbage.
damn it.
This is
Roll the
This is
clip.
DS.
no, this is the DS.
Oh. What was the one that's on the GameCube then? Besides
You're
Star
thinking of
Fox
Assault.
Adventures?
You're thinking of Assault.
you're thinking of
Oh,
Assault.
Assault. Okay.
Assault
okay.
is the one we did last time.
This looks
Well,
meh.
it looks like a DS game.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
When Josh is quiet about it, you know it's not good.
Yeah.
it's not
I feel
good.
like Nintendo was kind of just like, oh,
We had
let's
that
put
one
everything that
too.
we have and let's just add it to
Let's
the
get
handheld.
let's get out of here, guys. No more Star Fox. August 29th, Bomberman Act Zero and Saints Row. I can't believe Saints Row is 15 years old now, 16 years old. Jesus.
Even then, what cracks me up if you compare this one to like the newest one, you're
Yeah.
like, they're two completely different games. Like Saints Row originally
Different.
was supposed to be like the GTA San Andreas of like their own. Like
It was
their
very
own take of it.
serious. It was very serious.
Yeah.
And then after that, like they're like, let's go off the rails.
Well,
Let's add
two,
aliens.
well, 2 was like, okay, we're still gonna try and stay a little serious, be a little more fun. Then 3 was, okay, let's introduce dildos.
Well, you know, Grand Theft San Andreas had dildos, so I mean, they were just using their source material.
Well,
I
I get
did
it, but
not
it's like,
know.
but they got a little more comedy, and then 4 was like, okay, so yeah, now you're the president, but you're also like gonna fight off aliens and be super powered. You're basically gonna be Neo.
Whenever I think about playing Saints Row, I always think I'd probably have a better time playing like a Yakuza game.
Like I'm gonna say this right now. So of all the games, or of all of them I've played all of them. The one true moment I enjoyed the most, and I think it's just because it's how stupidly good it's set up, is the end of 3. You have an option to either save somebody or let them die, and if you save them, as you're trying to get to them by any means necessary, whether it be helicopter, plane, car, yeah, it's got Bonnie Tyler's "I Need a Hero" playing.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, it really, literally, when you have a moment, just look it up.
Bro.
It's stupidly well set up, and it's so much good because it's like, okay, you can either hunt this guy down and kill him, or, and this is the canonic answer, you go after the girl to save them, and it just plays that the whole time, and it's fucking awesome.
I'm really mad that Saints Row is the one that it's just like when there's a great idea but the person who does that great idea, it's not like great follow through.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, now that Saints Row has done that, no one else can do it.
I mean, they could, but they could poke fun at it if they wanted to.
Everyone, like, if someone else did it, well, you know, Saints Row did this like years ago, so way to go, guys. No matter how much better it is.
Right.
Kind of like that
But
Beatles
still.
movie with I think it's called Yesterday, where there was so much promise from it, but it was just kind of okay. But now it's like, well, you can't really do another movie where the Beatles don't exist and someone invents them.
I didn't know that I was going to be in an episode of Smashing Game Time and talk about dildos.
Well, now you
I'm
have.
Rock it off your list.
We're only going off our source material, Jake, and just dildos were the natural
Stay on the script, damn it.
September 1st, Roblox. You wanted?
Oh,
you asked for this, Jake.
And you'll love this
I
video.
didn't ask for Roblox.
This was a video from 2006.
Oh no! This looks
I tried to get as close to the source material as I possibly could.
This looked like Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Before Minecraft was a thing.
Yes, obviously Roblox has gotten a lot better, but this was 06 Roblox.
Oh, look at this.
And they chose Lego. They're like, we want it to be Lego. Oh my god, I'm scared. I don't know if I want to watch this anymore, Josh.
Commit rope around neck.
Jesus.
Execute command.
He's so. Oh my god, that
He's
Roblox
reloading.
died.
He's reloading.
What is
I wonder
going
if
on?
I wonder if Lego just said anything about this.
Oh, Lego hit them with that cease and desist. You know it.
Lego was like, "Hey, you little shit, knock it the fuck off."
Who's is this just gameplay or is this like the actual trailer?
No, this is gameplay.
This is what somebody made.
Oh,
Oh my god, he
dude.
just fired at that hospital. Josh, no.
Dude, they just watched The Dark Knight.
I almost made a terrible joke, and I'm glad I stopped
I'm
myself.
glad you stopped yourself too.
Yeah.
I know you.
I didn't
Josh.
I didn't want to be canceled after episode 1.
September. Well, this is episode 13.
My first episode.
September 12th. Company of Heroes. Thanks, Josh. Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. Speaking of Lego,
They keep making them.
and then Mega Man ZX.
ZX, what is that?
So that's like set after Zero's franchise, so it's like another 1,000 years into it, and it's like you play as these random characters who have like these chips with the ability to transform into like X and Zero, and it's stupid. Don't bother.
So ZX, but if that's Roman numeral, isn't it like 40?
I don't
5?
well,
know.
Z's 100, isn't
40?
it?
That's
Maybe.
Z was what? L is 50.
Yeah, that Z was 100.
So Z is probably 100. I don't know who makes
I
this shit
think-
up.
I don't think any of that's right, you guys. I'm not going to correct you because I don't know.
Anyway, it's a Mega Man game. That's all you need to know. Moving on.
September 18th,
September 18th.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Team and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Team. Josh, why'd you pick Blue Team over Red Team?
Because it was the first one I was on the list, so I just
Fair color.
copied and pasted it.
Mm-hmm. Like
Yeah,
the
Z
story.
is not a Roman numeral.
So this is like an adventure game. Like you're just the Pokemon. You're doing Pokemon stuff.
Well, I mean, like it's like a dungeon crawler, if I remember correctly.
This looks so exciting.
Well, that's why we didn't really want to talk about it, and I didn't put 2 videos. I just picked Blue Team to talk about it real quick because
I want to know the difference.
It's crazy that they just did the Diamond Pearl remakes and then did Arceus, and now they're doing was it Violet and
Scarlet.
Scarlet?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that we're getting that much Pokemon that fast.
Well, it helps when you have like 2. Like I think Game Freak now has technically 2 companies within it, doesn't it?
Maybe. I'm not going to fact check you on that because I don't know. At the speed they're putting these out, probably though.
Yeah.
'Cause that's basically 5 games in the matter of 2 years.
Yeah.
Pokemon Stadium.
And they were working
Remake.
on this. They were working on all that during COVID. Like that's crazy. September 22nd. Speaking of a series that like started off more serious and went off the deep end, Just Cause. I like the tornadoes in Just Cause 4, by the way.
See, I haven't played 4, but I've played all of them, and I think out of all of them, 3 has the best premise, but 2 is just better. Like the best of all of them.
I don't know anything about them. I just seen gameplay. Just looks like just a sandbox. Like,
Okay, so Jake, here's basically the premise of each game. You're essentially a person who goes into these countries and causes like chaos, basically. Like either trying to take over a dictatorship, or free its people. Like so, for example, like the first 2, you're basically going in to like stop a dictatorship and like you cause like chaos and help the people of the country. 3 is your own country, and then 4. It falls like you're going after this like shadow organization who's doing like similar things, but they're actually trying to like control the world where you're trying to free it to an extent. That's it. That's basically the premise of each game.
it's like the
and-
first one. They don't have like a parachute or a grappling hook or anything. Like that.
So there is a grappling hook and there is a parachute.
Grappling hook got
But-
added in 2, though, right?
I don't know. I thought there was a grappling hook in one.
I haven't seen him use it yet. We could
Yeah, he
also
just
beat-
shoot, man.
Yeah, the
could
thing
also
that
just be
got
early.
introduced in the second one, I think, was the mines you could attach to things and blow up.
Oh my god, the videos that came out with that one were always fun.
Yeah, I could have sworn in this one you had the grappling hook and parachute.
It's just one of those series that's just there. Like it's fine. It's not hurting anybody, but it's just
No,
like
it has
That's
its own
just there.
fan base.
oh, speaking of convicts in a Jeep, there's convicts in a Jeep now. You guys can't see it, but they're riding into Dead Rising to go raise hell. September 25th, fuck you guys and your birthday. I don't give a shit. Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2, March of the Minis. This is another DS joint. I think this is the one with like the
yeah.
miniature Marios that like helped you or hurt you.
Yeah, so remember Nick, the first one we talked about, and you're just like, why?
Yeah.
This is like, how?
This
Like
is how.
the why? How could you even afford a second one after the first one? It was so bad.
Do you guys even consider? You guys asked if you could. Did you ever consider if you should?
Yeah, I just didn't even bother with the video. It's just like, why? Just why?
September 26th, Valkyrie Profile 2, Solmeria. Right? Did I say that right?
Never like I see those games. I don't even think I saw like gameplay for it, but it's just so weird looking.
And then October 8th.
It's good.
October 8th, I played the hell out of this game because I think it was the last PS2 game I did buy. Scarface, The World Is Yours, and everything in it, Chico. Hopefully, oh, nope, got an ad for the New York Times.
No,
guys,
they bought Wordle.
Renew your New York Times subscriptions now. Yeah,
No.
like you basically start at the end of the movie and you fight your way out, and it's pretty badass.
Oh, yeah, it's but definitely like of all of the things that you could do in this game, this is by far like I would go back and play this over and over again.
This and you were rebuilding your empire. You were shaking down other drug lords. Oh, it's just such a oh my god, such a fun game.
Just the part where you turn around, you can kill the assassin. Like, how much better does it get than that?
Now I want to watch him turn around and kill the assassin because that is the most satisfying thing in this game. Because you like in the movie, like I remember watching the movie as a kid, like turn around, Tony, turn around, and then he because that was the first, as soon as the game gave me control, I turned around and took care of business. Oh god, Tony, turn around.
There it comes. Turn around, Tony.
And you know, I'm sure everyone else did it too. Oh, turn around, get him. Yeah, violence.
Yes, I mean, by God, like the most like one of the most satisfying things you could possibly do. That and the fact that one man can literally take down an army of drug dealers. Like
Because he's all coked up.
Tony is now in blind rage.
Yeah, he's all coked up. Look at him go. He's fucking an animal. He's an animal.
Dude, he's shooting with one hand.
Yeah, he got shot. He's covering his wounds.
Yeah, because he did that in the movie. He was like his one arm flew back, but he just.
Tony's a
gun
badass.
noise?
Yeah, it's my gun noise. Tales of Abyss, October 10th. What is Tales of Abyss, Josh?
Is that another Tales game?
Yeah, it's another Tales game.
Who are the Tales people?
That's
Namco?
Bandai.
Ugh.
Bandai Namco, yeah. Hey, don't. Okay, this is a very great franchise.
floor.
Nick, you enjoyed Tales of Symphonia, didn't you?
Maybe a little
I
bit.
didn't care for this one.
I didn't either, but I would say like you have to give like from Symphonia up, you have to give them credit because every game they added more to it and got better. And like the newer one, I'm a little disappointed in, but that's just because I'm so used to like I'm so used to playing the Tales games like how they have shown here, where it's like a circle and you fight the monsters in that circle. And they've kind of progressed further away from that to where like you run into monsters and there's still kind of a circle, but it's more like a third person follow up instead of the side view. And then even with the newest one where it's like you even take that kind of away and start to add a little more to it. And it's like, okay, it's getting better. They're doing better with it. And the stories are fantastic.
Guys,
Listen,
I
the
promise it's
best
getting better.
the best ones are Symphonia and Vesperia.
Oh, I mean,
is Vesperia the new one?
no.
No.
The newest one is Arise.
That's right.
So it goes. So starting from the newest, you got Arise.
Here we go.
Shut up, Nick. So
Name them.
starting.
Come on, I want to hear
Okay.
all the tales.
Okay, so you've got Arise, Then you have technically Vesperia Definitive Edition. Then you have Berseria. Then you have Zestiria. And then I guess technically I lose track from there because it really was kind of like a mashup. So I think Abyss is the next one. And then Symphonia. Well, there's also
Symphonia
the Wii
came
one.
out with this. Yeah, didn't they come out with the sequel?
Yeah, they have the sequel that went on the Wii. So there would be that, then it'd be this, then Symphonia.
I need the Luke Skywalker meme from The Last Jedi where he says, everything you just said is wrong. It was just never for me. I'll keep giving you shit till the day I die, but
Well, you suck at video games anyway.
You do
yeah,
suck at video
I do.
games.
Thank you. Nerds.
Moving on, same day.
Same day, Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning. Was this an Activision joint for Spyro?
Yes. I think this is the last Activision one before they got really weird and started going to like the Skylanders.
Yeah, he was Spyro was a Skylander, and then they sat on it until the remake. October 11th, Mortal Kombat Armageddon. I think this was the last Mortal Kombat before they got into the current trilogy that they're in. I think it went Armageddon 9,
Yeah.
X, 11.
Yeah, because Armageddon had like such a huge roster.
And the story was like so convoluted because it starts with them finding their way up the pyramid, and you have to fight the I forget the guy's name.
Shinnok.
No, well, Shinnok's back, but it's that big fire guy that you get the power. Like it's
Yeah.
it's what sets up the story for 9.
Mortal Kombat's needlessly complicated.
It's gotten better. They fixed their shit. Okay.
I believe you. I believe you. October 17th, a game I have thought about a lot but have never played. Battlefield 2142.
I've never played it either, but I remember watching videos of it going, my God, this looks so cool.
Yeah, and then now just Battlefield in general. How do you feel about the Battlefield series, Josh?
You know I love it, and I'm disappointed, all right? Leave it alone. Let it die.
R.I.P. Battlefield. Where were you when Battlefield died? And then same day, Bully! AKA me. Oh, we're getting an ad for, what is it, Dope Sick? I love Dope
Are
Sick.
they
Great
still?
show.
So I know it's been in limbo for a long time, but are they making a second one officially?
No,
Or is it
they're
officially
not.
canceled?
I
It's-
haven't seen anything about it. I think
They're not doing it. When the game came out, it was so controversial because people just, they think, oh, you're the bully and stuff and all this stuff going on in school, but they don't realize that you're just a kid taking out the bullies.
Yeah, the bullies are the bullies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because doesn't it start off with like something happening and the dean of the school basically says you need to knock your shit off, and you're like tired of all the adults not doing shit, so you finally like stand up for yourself and all the kids around you.
Damn, did I just become a Bully fan based off your description?
Wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong. I just don't remember.
I don't know, but the way you're just oh shit, yeah, that looks like a bully.
Yeah,
Fuck him
Yeah,
up.
it's so weird that Rockstar would go from GTA to games like Bully.
Yeah, because they went from San Andreas to this basically.
Yeah, because I think they when they did Max Payne, they kind of like added some stuff from Max Payne to this.
Apologies can also be used on adults, perfect for and other students, prefects and other students. He's gonna let him get away with it. Look at that fucker.
Dude, he just took your lunch money.
I think he just made me a Bully fan. I might have to play this just based off the fact that he's fighting back the adults. Oh, and there's a lot you can unlock. Oh my god.
Dude, this is before Oblivion. No, this is after Oblivion, so they're taking notes.
I think I'm a Bully fan now, and I didn't know it because it was always one of those games. It's like it's there, like people are aware of it. October 18th, Luminous for XBLA came out, but it was already ruling over the world on PSP. Puzzle games, am I right? October 19th, Destroy All Humans. They took it to the 60s for this one, and I think Destroy All Humans 1 just came out as a remake recently.
Yeah, the remake within the
Yeah.
past year for sure.
I like Calypso.
I enjoyed. I enjoyed this game.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was hard too. It was like once the army got involved, it was a very hard game.
It was so much fun though. Like
Yeah, I think they had difficulties. So yeah, the hardest mode was pretty hard.
Calypso's just an asshole too.
and once again, just having having Calypso in the cast is just perfect.
Fucking asshole. Oh, and that's on That remake is on Game Pass, by the way, so I'm probably gonna check that out. October 20th, Medal of Honor's Heroes. Because
That was
the other ones didn't have heroes, but this one did.
Well, this was like this is the PSP game, so you're not missing too
These
much.
goddamn PSP naming conventions. Fuck.
Like this was just like out there. Like, are you saying like, oh, okay, that's a terrible joke. I'll say that for after.
Yeah,
I'll say that
save
joke
the terrible
for
jokes for later, Josh.
I don't want to get canceled after one episode.
October 24th, Fear Extraction Point. Was that the expansion or is this regular as Fear?
No, that was no. So regular Fear was Fear First Encounter Assault Recon. The Extraction Point
where they spun out.
Or the DLC or sequel.
No, I think it might be a PSP because they do have Fear 2.
Well, no. So they had like DLC.
They still had like an
game.
expansion for it, Jake.
Yeah, they had like 2 of them, if I remember correctly.
And Fear, like I completely undersold Fear. Like I really like looking back, like it's a great game. It's fun. Like you can't aim down the sights, which sucks, but like it's scary. It's because you're playing an action. You're an action hero, but like it's scary shit's happening. So it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
So it is.
It was an expansion.
The expansion for it says off right after the original ending.
Yeah.
And then same day, Phantasy Star Universe. Also, Marvel Ultimate Alliance came out. This was the same
game ever.
This was the same team that did those X-Men Legends that everybody likes so much.
No, and didn't this come out and it was kind of like a launch title?
Yeah, this is a launch title. I think people slept on it. I don't think they really were popular until like after the fact. Like you know how like people will shit on something and that you know how the world is. Like people will shit on something and then years later be like, "Oh, that was great," or like they'll be like, "Man, that was amazing" when it comes out, and then like years later, like, "Man, Rick and Morty fucking sucks." Man. Yeah, so
high IQ.
I mean, there are a lot of heroes in this. Like, it's the first time I ever saw Moon Knight.
Well, like you had your like the main cast in there, then you unlocked characters, but then for like the 360 and PS3 versions, they had optional DLC where you could actually purchase more characters. I think you could actually purchase like Venom suit Spider-Man and characters like that. So there's all these additional characters you could either unlock or you would end up like buying.
They had hella DLC for this. I think you had to buy them one. I think you could buy them in packs. Like, oh, here's a 4-pack of heroes, but I think you could buy them one by one by one by one.
Yeah,
it looks fun. I was never big on dungeon crawlers back then. It was always out of my. I think the most dungeon crawly game I ever like really got into was Hunter the Reckoning.
I can see that.
Fun.
And that was
hard game.
Hard as hell. Oh, where'd we go? Oh, there we went. Our thing flipped out on us for a minute there. All right. So then, same day, Tom Clancy Splinter Cell, Double Agent, the best Splinter Cell, the blessed.
Yeah. It's probably one of my favorite ones. I love the multiplayer.
Do you know? Oh, this is PS. Josh pulled the PS2 version. Son of a bitch.
I know. But hey, I pulled up the shittiest version because let's face it, the 360 had the best version of the game.
Oh my god. This is weird. I remember when this came out, a lot of people said like the original gen, like the Xbox PS2 versions were better than 360, and I always thought that was weird because I thought the 360 version was better.
So much better. I don't care what anybody says. They can sit here and like waterboard me and like torture me for life.
And water gag me.
Yeah, water gag.
Water gag.
And I will still say the 360 version is way better than this. Like there's nothing that matches it. No game will ever match it.
I like the variety. Like I like the variety because it's you're skydiving and then you're in jail, and then like you're on like a freighter. Like I remember 100%ing that game. I remember going and getting all the achievements. Like that was a fun fucking game. And next time it's on sale on Steam for like $1, I'm buying it.
I just want to do the multiplayer again. Like Jake said it, like Chaos Theory and Double Agent, best multiplayers ever. I don't care about Pandora's Tomorrow if it had it. It's irrelevant at this point. I just want those two. I want my agents versus mercenaries right now.
All right, moving into October 30th, Pokemon Rangers. A lot of shitty Pokemon games this year. October 31st on Halloween, they put out Death Junior 2. I think this is a PSP game if I'm not mistaken. This one seems fine. This seems like a nice little game.
For what it was.
It was
For what
definitely
it was.
it was definitely a better of the PSP games. Like it looks good, it plays good, it just looks solid.
We got an ad.
What is this? I was
From
like,
Your
"Is that
boss,
the
oh no,
game?"
the boss. The boss is here. Get out of here, everybody. Oh,
Shit,
you're
this game
cramming
is
for an
awful.
exam the night before. Oh, hold on. I can skip now. Fucking ads.
Not sponsored.
We're not
Anyway,
sponsored.
this looks real. I mean, like I said, for a PSP game, this looks really good. Plays well.
In a time
It's
where
hard.
platformers are on their way out, this looks fine.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of like what medieval.
Yeah.
Medieval. Yeah.
That might have been the vibe they were going for. Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories came out. If you had told, like, had I not looked at this beforehand, I would have never guessed that Vice City and Liberty City Stories came out the same year. Kind of
Either,
baffles
to
me.
be honest.
It was like what months.
And then Killzone Liberation, we have a video. I'm not pulling it up, Josh. I'm
Yeah,
not pulling up
June.
Killzone Liberation.
Yeah. So of all days, we get 3 PSP games back to back to back.
Back to back. They went full dickin'. November 6th, Final Fantasy V.
Or the Game Boy Advance, by the way.
Yeah, it's crazy that they were still supporting the Game Boy Advance well into the
We
DS
actually,
lifestyle.
yeah, we actually own this one.
I think we owned all of them but 6.
Yeah, never played 6. I heard they just actually came out with a remake of 6.
Yeah, the Pixel remakes. Yeah, they're doing all that and like updating the pixels, which I honestly kind of want to get the first 4, to be honest. They look really good.
And those are all on Steam, right?
Yeah, those are all on Steam.
Yeah,
Yeah, these are just,
I tried. Oh,
these
I
are just
can't
from another
decide.
generation. It's crazy that it's crazy that Square is still like putting these back out again.
Well, that's just that people are eating them up. They look. I mean, they're still in the similar art style, but they look so good.
And they're putting them out at like full price, aren't they?
$15, I think.
Yeah, they're like $15-$20.
So not really like it's like one of those if you've never owned it before and you want to try them out with like the Steam achievements, for example. Or I think they actually might be console as well. So just
Do you
cheap
want to
general.
play it on the go? Here you go,
There you go, you
$20.
son of a bitch.
I mean, I'll spend the $15 for them. I enjoy them. They're all good, solid stories.
So we're getting into new console area. November 7th, Call of Duty 3 came out. So did Guitar Hero 2. We're not gonna pull up Guitar Hero 2 because you guys have seen it. Tony Hawk's Project 8, which is probably
Man,
meh.
man.
But the one I'm most excited about from November 7th is Gears of War. I think the most exciting thing about Gears of War is how it changed marketing for like movies and games. Like Mad World anytime you watch a movie trailer now and they have like a slow, like moodier version of a rock song, it's this fucking game you have to thank for that.
Well, this and the second one with Devachka's how it ends. Like seriously, the first 2 games, their trailers are so fantastic. They really changed the marketing from.
I'm gonna up you even one more, Josh. 3 had a really good Mazzy Star trailer.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I think it was Into Dust, and like so the third trailer plays like parts of this game and then parts of the second one, and you see the different things happening. Like, because you see Ram like pointing, and then they throw a grenade, and it switches into 2, and then it switches into 3.
Yeah, I totally forgot it because it follows Dom the whole time, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. And then
Or Dom's perspective.
even like 4, like they did the weird. They did what was that? The Disturbed cover of Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah, the Hello Darkness, My Old Friend. That song.
Oh,
What's it called?
is my old friend. So that one wasn't because like that was like a big break between 3 and 4, and that got me hyped. But this series, man, like
They did a great job.
people love Halo. I love this series, and I think when The Rock like vague tweeted the other day that like, "Hey, we're doing a series. You guys better get excited, or we're doing a game that everyone's excited about." I think this is the game he was tweeting about. The game
Why-
movie.
He's gonna play us though.
Why did you guys skip Judgment, huh?
I don't think Judgment had a song. I don't think
No, it
Judgment's
didn't.
trailer had.
They did have song, but you know how the game went.
I played bits and it was tough. It was a challenging Gears of War game because they like, oh, in this area you need to get through without shooting an ammo. No shooting ammo, please, or some shit, like some weird shit. But I don't think they had like a set song. They might have had like it wasn't a cover. Whatever song they used was an original, I believe. I'll have to go back and look at it. I don't think 5 had one either. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I think 5 was just going off of like the dark theme of like bringing back the Queen, basically.
But I do think so. I do think The Rock's new movie that they're apparently working on is Gears of War. I don't know who he'll play. I think Batista's signed on for it as well.
So I think Batista would probably be Marcus.
Do you think The Rock would be Dom? Do you think The Rock would really play second fiddle though?
No, I could see him maybe being Coltrane though.
I could see The Rock being Marcus.
Judgment had a song called "Shooting the Moon" by Mona.
I'll have to check it out. But this game, oh my god, like it, guys, like it's just so much. Like the cover is so good, and it wasn't the first game to master like cover shooting. Like Kill Switch was the game to go to, but this game, I think this game really like set the foundation for every third person game after it.
Well, so we talked about this before, Nick, with slow-mo and X-Payne. We know it wasn't the first game to introduce slow-mo, but it was the first game to really utilize it and make it stick out.
I think Gears of War 6 should be an open world game.
Riches!
I'd be down for that. That'd be fun, actually.
I think Gears of
Can
War...
we fly Ravens? Can we fly Ravens?
Yes, I think Gears of War is better suited for open world than Halo is.
Hey, I feel like
100%.
Gears of War would make a great RTS.
It would, and they did Gears Tactics, which is kind of like XCOM, but I think they could make a good RTS. I think because I mean Microsoft has the IP, like just fucking. And you know what else they have? They have all these great teams that are doing RTSs. Just give it to somebody and say, hey, make a fucking Gears of War RTS. You have all the different infantry types. You have all the different giant enemies. Like it's there. Just fucking do it. Favorite boss in the series is probably it's a tie. It's a tie for me. So I was never a Scourge fan, but I think it's either Ram, the Ram fight, or the Corpser fight from 3.
I enjoy.
You don't like the Berserker?
I enjoy the luminous Berserker from 3 when you're in the fort and you're defending it, and all of a sudden it comes out and just like smashes everything.
See,
I thought that was the most coolest thing.
I'm not big on the Berserker because like every time, because you run into multiple, like in 3, I think also in 2, you run into multiple and it's the same. Oh, shoot their guns. Okay, shoot them dead.
I don't think there was any Berserkers in 2.
2, you run into them when you're on the cargo thing.
Oh, that's right.
So they're kind of boss fights, but they're kind of not because you have all this ammo and gunpowder. But
wait, what cargo thing?
You're on the big tanker to go underground.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was the second one.
That is the second. That is the second
one.
Oh, I mean the first one.
The first one. I don't really count it since it had to be added later. But also, I'm not a fan of. Okay, so this is the boss now, but this will be a mini boss later. I've always hated that in games. I always thought that was lazy. But I get it because hey, we have this asset, we need to use it multiple times. But I've always hated like what they do with the Berserker in this one. Okay, here's a Berserker in a church. Okay, here's a Berserker somewhere else. Here's a Berserker on a train. Oh, we got an ad. But so the reason I like the Corpser in 3 is because the Corpser in 3 felt different than fighting other Corpsers.
Shut up! I'm watching an ad.
The Corpser in 3 felt like a different fight than what you did with other Corpsers. Like, yes, the Corpser was one of the worst suspects when it came to being reused over and over again. But the third one, like, there were babies involved, there was emulsion involved. It just felt different.
Only that, but you also got to think like so. Corpser in this one, it's like okay, you have like all like not an infinite amount of ammo, but you have like all these other resources. Where in 3 is like it's like you're starting to realize that even like the Locust are struggling with like equipment. They had to use like those bayonet lancers as like the turrets that they would use. Like it's a recurring theme of like you weren't meant to like in this one, you could kill a corpse with your gun, but you had all the resources. Where in 3, you're like, oh well, you don't really have all the resources you would in a game. Like so, it's kind of like setting up like it's not going to be an easy task.
The one thing I hated about the first one was the part where you're in the vehicle and you had to use that light.
That was very rough. Now that Josh and I played that recently, it's way easier when it's 2 people.
Yes.
Oh, it was awful.
But it is.
And even
awful.
then, Nick, I think that if you play like the original one compared to the remastered, they made it so much more easier. I think in the original it was just 10 times harder.
That part did seem shorter when we played it recently because I remember that feeling like longer. But the other thing I really like about Gears is just like story wise, like you have the conflict between the humans and the locusts, but you also have a lot of like infighting. So like before Locust even came out, there was a lot of, and this comes later in the series, but a lot of fighting between the humans over the Hammer of Dawn technology. A lot of fighting between the Locust and the Lambit of getting out, and you can see some of the conflict with like the Lambit like hinted at here, because you see the Lambit wretches in the third act, and you're like, oh, these motherfuckers have just been eating this shit. But they're locusts, and you find out, well, actually, they're not. But
And then into the end of the second one, you start to see it like it's a more common thing. Like it sticks out because you see them fighting each other.
yeah, and then
And you're confused as to why they're fighting each other.
I recently did read the comics. I recently got into some of the comics, and like Scourge and Ram original. So they were fighting the Lambit, and they're like, hey, we're losing against the Lambit. Let's just go fuck up the humans up top. And that was basically how the war started. They were like, there's a lot of infighting between like the head council of the Locusts, and they're like, let's just go up top.
It was an easier fight, apparently.
Yeah.
And they would have won fight too if it wasn't for the meddling Lambit.
Goddamn Lambit. This is one of the most influential games for me, at least, and I will never let it go. I'll never let you go, Gears. Never. I'm still waiting for the 2 remake though, because 2's my favorite in the whole series.
Oh, give it time; it'll happen.
Now that I gushed over it, November 13th. Oh, surprise, surprise! Josh did not pull a video for Dead or Alive Extreme 2.
I didn't. I gave you a break.
Thank
He
you.
fast before then though.
All right,
did.
we're gonna speed round these. November 14th. I'm sorry. The other November 13th game was Mobile Suit Gundam Crossfire. November 14th, we have Final Fantasy 3. We've already done a Final Fantasy, so we're gonna skip it.
Is that the DS one?
Yeah, it was the DS one. Yep.
Yeah.
And then Jacob was
boy.
super excited about this next one. We have 2006 Sonic.
This is the same one.
Oh, 06 Sonic.
06
06 Sonic. This is the one where he kisses a damn human
He
chick.
kisses a girl. Sonic kissed a girl.
And of all the things to be stuck on this game, that's the one thing everybody like, loses their mind. It was
Why?
Not the gameplay, not the concept of the stories. He kisses a girl. People lose their mind over that.
So
Sonic kissed a girl.
bad.
Sonic kissed a girl.
Guys, at this point, Sonic is like 15 years old, 16 years old. He's bound to be at least kissing something.
Who knew Sonic was so horny? Oh, come on, Sega. You're better than that.
Can't.
What
Why are
can
we
I
watching this?
You're the one that wanted it. You wanted this. Okay, we're getting out of here before things get too...
Dude, I
Oh,
knew
no,
it
Nick.
was bound.
Take me by
Nick
the hand.
originally.
Sonic.
Nick.
Dude, Sonic's so fast, he's gonna kill her.
What if he takes off and like he looks back and it's just a trail of blood?
Just dragging her corpse.
It's just her arm, and he lost the body a long time ago.
R.I.P. lady. We're getting out of there before things get too steamy. Oh no. Get it off of my screen. I can't do
Before
it.
we get canceled.
Done. What have we done?
November 17th. Who are these guys? This was Insomniac. I played this game. So there was a period in 2010 where I traded my 360 for a PS3, and I played Resistance Fall of Man. This was a fun game. It was very weird.
Enjoyed it.
It was very weird considering these are the guys who did... These are the Ratchet and Clank guys. And they're like, we're going to do a World War II shooter, but with aliens. It was fun.
I have to say this about this franchise, though, because it's like one of the darker ones. One of the few games where at the very end of, like, I think all of them, except for 3, I can't remember how 3 ends, but if I remember correctly, every single one of them ends with the main character basically dying.
Mm-hmm. 3 was a road trip game. I remember that because it's like one of the only
that's all I
games.
remember.
It's one of the only games where you're actually in St. Louis for a level.
So the only reason I remember 3 is because 3 is around the same time Blockbuster was like dying, like towards the end of its life. And I remember going to a Blockbuster and seeing it on sale for $5 and went, do I buy it?
Do I get it?
Because I remember at that point I just got my first PS3, and I was like, okay, so I picked up Killzone 2, I picked up the Ratchet and Clank at the time, and then I was like, I need another game, and I saw Resistance 2, and I picked it up, and then I think Resistance 3 was out for a while too, and I'm like, do I get 3? I was just very hesitant about it.
It's weird. I think the tables have turned on that series. I think people used to like it way more, and now people are just like, meh. Resistance, it was there.
Me.
I think that's a lot of the PS3 though. Like I think just 360 ate its lunch so much that people are kind of on PS3 as a whole.
Yeah, I think there's only like a handful, but anyway, continue.
November 19th, some heavy hitters. Red Steel, which was a game everyone was going to fall in love with, but ended up not being so hot. Remember that being on the cover of a Game Informer. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess and Wii Sports came out. We're going to look at Twilight Princess over Wii Sports, even though I think Wii Sports is the more influential of the two.
Yeah, even though they just released a Switch kind of version.
Did they do a Switch version of Twilight Princess?
No. Wii Sports.
Oh, Wii Sports, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I hate about the Zelda games is they never like seem to have a plan with them of like, okay, we're changing consoles, you don't really have access to all your Zeldas anymore.
We were talking about how they have no plans.
Nintendo did not want you to talk about Zelda.
Nintendo was like, shut them down, shut them all down. This one, was this the one with, no, it's Skyward Sword that has a long tutorial.
Yeah, this one was like, oh, well, this one had a, like...
No, the intro was just
Well, it starts off with Link in the village, and you're doing village stuff, and then all of a sudden, shit gets real.
People didn't like the wolf in this one.
Yeah, which I think now people actually like, and like it's like one of those at the time they didn't, where now it's like it's kind of grown on them. They've got time to like meld it over.
I think according to a lot of people, this one also has like some of the best dungeons.
Yeah,
Like
the
Snow Temple. People love that.
So this is, I think this is like the only one. This and Skyward Sword are like the only two that I never actually 100% beat. I think with Skyward Sword I got halfway through it, and with this one I think I only beat like the first dungeon.
Majora's Mask, best one.
Majora's Mask and Wind Waker, best two. I don't fuck with Ocarina of Time. It's too
I
boring.
love me some Ocarina of Time.
Too boring. Water Temple.
Moving on.
Here. So moving on. November 20th, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas, which is a game you could not make anymore after what happened in Vegas a few years ago.
Well, you could.
It'd just be very distasteful.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Elder Scrolls 4 Knights of the Nine. Josh with the DLC vibes. All right.
You gotta admit, like, we're getting into the age now where DLCs were big. I mean,
yeah,
like consoles were doing it, PCs were doing it. It was actually part of the game. It wasn't like its own standalone thing. Well, PCs they kind of still were, but with consoles they were just added on.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what else we got here. We've got Small Arms, November 22nd. Is that
arcade? That was like that arcade game that was on the Xbox.
Yeah,
okay.
the one with the animals that fought each other. One had the like a chain gun and.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was okay. Okay.
And then let's finish up real quick. December 5th was Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, which people love apparently. It's more of like a regular Metal Gear as opposed to Metal Gear Acid. Fight Night Round 3.
The best Fight Night.
But didn't look as good as the trailers promised. And then Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. Is that a DS joint?
It was a DS joint and it was really good. It's like probably the best DS one. Like, don't get me wrong, the Destiny Donisaro was good, but I think Portrait did a really great job rounding it out.
Didn't they just release or have a newer Castlevania game that has all the Castlevania characters in it?
No, so they've got the newest one that came out was the Advance collection. So it's got like all the Game Boy Advance games, like Dawn of Area, or whatever.
Sorrow.
Then it has like the Something in Dissonance. Like, it's all the Game Boy Advance ones, basically.
So let's see here. So then December 12th, Full Metal Alchemist. I don't know why you put that game on there, Josh.
The one where there's like, it was like Brotherhood was really big or getting big, and then the one before it was really good. So this like it's like the last Full Metal game, and people like ate that shit up like crazy.
I am thinking about getting into an anime that I want to watch. It's only one series, but maybe
I'll
tell you.
What
it's called what's it called? Serial something Lane, about the internet.
Oh, I don't know. If you want to get
Serial Experiments Lane.
Why do you want to get into that?
A show I was listening to was talking about it, and it has like some interesting like things about the internet, and it came out like in the 90s, so it was kind of ahead of its time with that stuff.
You're probably gonna get bored or something.
And then December 12th, Twilight Princess for the GameCube came out because Nintendo is still doing that, keeping the GameCube around for a little bit longer. Whew, man, that was probably our longest game session. We're gonna have to start. We're gonna have to start knocking some stuff out of these. Let's get into the news, gentlemen. Josh,
yeah, I'll get through real quick.
Jake, news.
Yeah, real quick.
Oh no, I'm saying Jake, news.
News.
Read all about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning Star. Paper, mister?
It's time for old news. There we go. Let's see, January, Nintendo announces newly designed handheld, the Nintendo DS Lite. The new model is lighter, smaller, and has configurable brightness and features an improved user interface. I didn't think the user interface was that much better.
It was
I think it was
a smaller version of the original DS, and it was just better to, I guess, hold, because the original DS was kind of clunky.
It was clunky,
it
but
was.
the UI on the system, it was basically the same, I felt like.
No, nothing changed.
Yeah, nothing.
Let's see, Konami Corp announces list of titles it expects to ship in 2006, ranging from Beat Mania to Metal Gear Solid 3. Well, Josh, this is terrible news coverage.
Well, there wasn't much news, but yeah, so basically Konami just had like this like huge event, and they're like just talking about all the titles that would ship in 2006, and a lot of them like were ranging from end of PS2's life all the way up to even PS3.
I forgot.
Sure.
I forgot. I
Who's
remember.
your source?
I remember when this came up in the news. Public schools in West Virginia will add Dance Dance Revolution by Konami to their curriculum in an effort to combat obesity.
Yep, that was one of the other things they announced at that event.
That's crazy.
Man, you guys
West
didn't.
Virginia of all
You
places.
guys didn't get enough DDR in your PE class, did you?
No, we got a little bit. We only had one dance mat, so you had to take turns. Sony reports strong sales of PSP. Who knew? Profit of 70 billion yen. First time in 11 years the company had managed to avoid an annual loss. Oof.
I just think the PSP is the reason, and it's like really because the PSP, like if you think about it, PSP wasn't that good, and you look at the PSV and you're like, that looks like the better and sounds like the better console, and it did shittier, and it's like how?
Like you would. It's just the idea of just like I could play PlayStation on the go.
What?
Oh, that's insane.
Let's see, continuing, players of the Horde clan from World of Warcraft start the Gamers Against No Cash charity to pay the subscription fees for valuable players strapped for cash. Oh, that's so nice. I didn't know they did that.
I didn't either. Like I said, there wasn't that much interesting news at this point. Like it's like the most interesting things you'll think of is like the releases of consoles and games, and that's it.
Let's see.
But moving on.
Continuing on, Microsoft Japan made a statement to Japanese magazine about the 360 launch. It was a lot more difficult than we had imagined. We couldn't prepare to launch titles that we had promised, and it made an impact, said Microsoft Japan Xbox Chief of Operations Yoshiro Murayama. At the launch of the first Xbox Japan, more units were sold in 3 days than have been sold of the 360 in 1 month. Yeah, Xbox at the time in Japan, not big. Not big. I don't even think it's big now because it's more Japan's more portable than anything. So Switch is like gangbusters over there.
Yeah, so the Switch is Game Master, and even then, like apparently the PSV is still really strong.
Mobile games are really huge in the other side of the world.
Just not over here.
Yeah.
We haven't caught up yet.
I mean, it's getting there though. They're expecting it to be just as big in a few years.
Speaking of PS Portable, 2.01 through 2.5 firmware versions previously considered unhackable are hacked by Fujita. Don't say you can't get hacked. Let's see. US LA office sues Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive over hot coffee mod. We knew it was coming.
Oh, hot coffee.
It was like we talked about it last year with the whole they're getting really like dicey with it. And this was like finally okay, we're just gonna go ahead and sue you.
Americans cannot handle their sex. Who knew?
No.
Nintendo 3DS returns to the top of the weekly Japanese charts with 64,515 units sold compared to 38,271 for the PSP. Wow. Yow. Wowzers. I was just going to read that first part because that's a big old change.
It's huge. From there, Microsoft lowers its estimate of Xbox 360 sales in its first 90 days, 2.75 3.0 million units to 2.5 due to supply shortage. And I do remember that because it was about the time when everybody and their brother were fighting over all the consoles, and it was like you would have to like stampede over people to get to them.
And I don't think the Red Ring has come to light yet. I think we're still another year from Red Ring.
Yeah, well, I think it was about the same time of the shortage. So it was like just about towards the end of this year, beginning of next year, that you start to see it because it was like a huge deal. That and then the blue light or yellow light of death from
PlayStation
PS3. Yeah,
well, it's crazy because the 360, you're seeing all this turmoil up top, but it was still like the most besides the Wii, it was still very successful.
Yeah.
Mandatory update to Xbox Live on the 360 was released. Claimed the update was for bug fixes and improvement. Members of the modding community claimed that the true purpose of this update was to halt the progress of the modding community.
I remember that because that was like they made a huge deal for like we own the console. Why can't we do what we want with it?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't think Xbox and the modding community still get along to this day for the most
No,
part.
they don't.
Nintendo released a statement regarding the red tulip phenomenon on Animal Crossing Wild World, stating, "We have isolated the problem and determined that there was a temporary error with the upload tool. With this letter was when this letter was posted earlier, there had been speculation that the tulips were a result of black hat hackers." I didn't know. I don't know what any of that means.
I don't either. I saw that and I was like, I didn't even know this is a thing.
I guess the game had issues.
Oh, there's when it comes to black hat hackers, there's different types of hackers because there's like white hacks, there's red, and I think there's green, but I don't remember what black is.
Sony reportedly building an Xbox Live killer for PlayStation 3. They're still working on that. Star Force, a
Yeah.
DRM maker for the computer games, threatens to sue popular weblog Boing Boing for criticizing its products. Yeah, fucking reviews, man. We'll see more of that in a little bit here in the next few years. Blizzard Entertainment responds to LGBT debate happening in the World of Warcraft. The company stated, "To promote a positive game environment for everyone and help prevent such harassment from taking place at best we can, we prohibit mention of topics related to sensitive real-world subjects to open chat within the game, and we do our best." Oh, fucking Activision Blizzard. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, they're still working on that one too.
They're still working on that. Sony announces 10-year servers will be merged with 10 others on EverQuest 2 players are cautiously optimistic. Poor EverQuest 2 players.
They're still working on that too.
See, after Tiger Telematics bankruptcy, the Gizmodo handheld console is discontinued, only selling 25,000 units. May 10th and 12th, the 12th annual E3 is held. I still can't believe it's only 12 at that point. June 11th, DS Lite is brought out, followed by all other markets later on. November 7th, Left Behind Games releases Left Behind Eternal Forces amid much controversy. Was this a Jesus game, Josh?
Yeah.
We might have to check that out. November 17th, Sony releases PS3 in North America. People went crazy. 2 days later, the Wii came out.
I didn't really care about the PS3.
I think it was the price that most people were like, yeah, we're not going to touch that.
Yeah. There wasn't that much content for it at first.
So that is the news, everybody. We've got a few quizzes here. I've got one for Josh about PS3 launch games. We're going to do this real quick. All right, Josh, are you ready?
Let's do it.
No, there's no marbles here. This is just for fun between you and me to get Jake ready for his Wii quiz.
I hate it.
All right, Josh. I'm going to give you the description of a game. You tell me what the game is.
Yep.
All right. Before the Avengers assembled, Marvel went dungeon crawling.
That is Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Ding, ding, ding. Josh had one right. Who knew?
It's too easy. Who made up this quiz?
Number 2, World War II meets Aliens.
God, we just talked about it. God damn, what's the name of it? It's God, why can't I think of the name? We literally just talked about it.
I need an answer, please.
Resistance. Fall Man.
Ding, ding, ding. He gets it just under the wire. Next one, you could see Shaquille O'Neal sweat.
What is it? NBA 2K7, I think?
Yes, you actually got the year. I was surprised you got the year on that.
I almost said 08, but I'm like, no, I think it was 07 technically because they do it.
Scripted. This is scripted.
Shut up, Jake. Number 4, we went off-roading in this storm of motors, and we did not talk about this because you did not put it on the list.
I don't know.
I know what this is.
Go ahead,
Motor Storm.
Oh,
I put the name in it, Josh. Come on, keep
Stupid.
up. Number 5, another call to serve.
whoa, Call of Duty 3?
Call of Duty 3. That is correct. 4 out of 5, Josh. You got one for once.
Hey.
All right, Jake. So now it's your turn. Josh pulled 8 Wii games. Josh, go ahead and do this.
All right, Jake. So same thing, same premise. We're going to give you like a little synopsis and you just answer. So the first one has just as many movies as they do characters.
Just as many movies
Yes.
as they do characters?
Yes. Come on, Jake.
And it's a Wii game?
Yeah. Jake, come on. We literally okay, I'll give you this. It was literally the first game we just did. I'll give you this one for my quiz. Literally the first game.
X-Men?
Oh, Jesus Christ, Jake. No, Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Okay, whatever.
All right, fine. How about this one? Number 2, The title does not even have his name.
Oh, Legend of Zelda.
There you
Twilight
go.
Princess. Okay.
There you go. Okay. Spies 4, 2 jobs.
Spies 4, 2 jobs.
Yes. I saw Nick give me that weird look, and Nick should know this one.
No,
Winter Cell
can't-
Double Agent.
that's on the Wii.
Yeah. It came out for all consoles.
Oh, I don't know about that. All right, moving on.
Okay. Football, hockey, sports.
Oh, Wii Sports.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 5, Terrible Samurai.
Red Steel.
Okay. Number 6, Japanese Anime Fight Club. And I know you won't get this one, but because I didn't even realize it was launch title, but
Japanese Anime Fight Club.
yes.
Um.
It was a popular.
Oh, this is fuck. It's not Punch Out, is it?
No.
No.
I'll give you. It was a popular anime when we were kids on Toonami.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yep. Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi 2.
Oh yeah,
Really, I didn't realize that was that old.
I didn't either.
Yeah, that because they had 2 and 3 on the Wii.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was on the Wii. I thought it was only like a PlayStation thing, so it really threw me off.
That's not a Punch Out. That's not a.
I never said it was a Punch Out.
No,
Said it was
what'd
Punch
you?
Out.
What,
He said Fight Club.
yeah,
I said a Fight
Oh,
Club.
Fight
I should have
Club.
said fighting tournament. Now I think about that.
I
said
would say Fight Club kind of threw me off.
Yeah, Fight Club. Yeah, whatever. World War II. ... 3.
Call of Duty 2.
God damn. Jake, think about it. World War II. ...
Uh-huh.
3.
Call of Duty 3.
There you go.
Call of Duty 6, 2 and 3. You gotta...
World at War.
Okay.
Or Vanguard.
For the last one, the last of their kind, the show, the game.
No, I got nothing.
Avatar, the last Airbender, the game.
Oh, that was a garbage game.
Yeah.
That was a
the launch
garbage
title.
description of
How many?
that.
How many?
The
Did
last
Jake,
of their kind. He's the last Airbender.
how many did Jake get?
Jake got
I think it was
5.
like 5 out of 8.
I think that's
Yeah,
enough for
5
Jake
out
to
of 8.
pick his game for the
Yes,
speed cap.
for the speed cap.
Jake,
So Jake, the whole
Okay.
entire list of 06. What game
Uh-huh.
do you think you're most confident in and being able to describe the story?
Okay, I'm looking at it. Let me look around.
And Nick, while he's looking, we'll give him some time since it's the first time. Pick a game that you think should stay and pick a game that you think should go.
that
out of
is
this
right.
list.
We do those. So 2006, Gears of War is staying, and then final. I was gonna say a Final Fantasy game, but I changed my mind. I am getting rid of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games.
All right.
Not that
going
anybody
to,
would miss them anyway.
I'm going to keep Double Agent, and I'm going to get rid of 06 Sonic.
Okay. What about you, Jake? What are you keeping? What are you getting rid of?
I'm keeping Dead Rising,
Okay. Okay.
and I'm getting rid of Rumble Rose.
Okay.
Damn it. Damn it.
All right. So because since Jake was confident in his choices, he has decided what game he wants to.
I'm gonna be doing Dead Rising.
Okay.
That's a tough one, but okay.
Nick, do you want to do that list or should I? I'll do the list.
You do the list.
I'll do the list.
I
I'll
need
send it to
more
you for.
I need
Yeah.
more naps.
Yeah.
So everybody, this has been a long episode. I just ummed.
Damn it.
As always, I'm Nick. You can find me on Twitter at that Coffman, on Twitch at NickFatKnight. Josh, where can the people find you?
Twitter at Josh_saying and Twitch at I'm Josh saying.
Jake, where can the people find you if they want to seek you because they'll never see you again on here?
Yeah, exactly. You can find me on Twitter, Jakey Boy Coffman, or Twitch at Jakey Boy Coffman.
All one word, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And we will be back next Monday with Jake's first speed cap if he does come back after this long episode.
Next Monday. Okay.
Well, we'll record the day before, but
Yes.
So that's where we'll be next week. As always, thank you to Alex Marvin Clark for letting us use his song "Hunt Him Down" in our intro and outro. You can check out more of his stuff in the show links below. Everyone, this has been Smashing Game Time. We hope you had a smashing game time, and we'll see you next time. Toodles, everybody.